Good evening everybody. I hope you're having a fantastic Sunday so far. Let's just swap on over to the main scene. There we go. Good evening one and all. Lovely to have you all here. We have Aspie Savage, Traditioner, Grumpy Dad, Valerian Dota, Vintageo, Darkwing, Naxinum, Yelek, Galantor, and Gindi, and Katie Wondersheep, and Calistoran, Stopcraft, Mr. Pro, good evening from Africa, Merlax, and Surox, Netherwings, Adriana, and Sessions, Surox, lots and lots of people. Saxon Girl, good evening one and all. How is everyone? I hope you've had a great weekend so far. Alan Christmas, greetings to you. And Voltac, lovely emote there. That's a nice wave, I like that one. And Edward's coming in straight with 6 months.
Edwards makes just subscribed. 6 months already? Wow. Also Brian here. Sam has me held hostage. Please someone free me. LLLL.
That's brilliant. Thank you, Edwards. Thank you for 6 months. That is amazing. Thank you so much. Henchan1, thank you so much for the follow. That is brilliant. Hold on a emotes for you, Edwards. Thank you for your continued support. That is amazing. Thank you so much. And also Fazazel, Marsbur, Rictonet, Traditioner, Titan, Goose TV, and Crazy Gamer. Thank you, almost subscribing as well straight away. Thank you for your brand new sub. It's lovely to have you here. Welcome to the Samadan squad. Here is a whole load of emotes for you to use as you will. There we go. Thank you so much, Crazy Gamer. It's very kind of you. Guess Brian wanted the spotlight. I think he did, Edwards, definitely. Poor Brian. This is Brian. Brian is trapped in a stream. Busted, good evening to you. Lovely to have you here. And Lower of Our Anxiety and Crazy Pig Iguana. Lovely to have you all here. W. Gibson, thank you so much. Subscribing with your Prime and kicking off a hype train. That is amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much. Welcome on board. Lovely to have you here. Whole load of emotes for you. Thank you. Thank you so much. How is everyone this weekend? And Jack, good evening to you. I can't believe it's been 6 months, gone super fast. I know this whole lockdown thing has gone very strange.
Cheered. X100. Finally. Choo Choo 3 couldn't start one on Friday.
No, it couldn't on Friday. But thank you so much, Surex. That's amazing. Level 1 complete already. That is amazing. Thank you, everyone. Lovely to have you all here, and your support is amazing. Thank you. We're getting closer and closer to my sub goal. It's almost the end of September, so I'm not sure I'll actually meet my sub goal this time round. But I did after watching Zanzaful and his Murloc onesie stream. I thought to myself, well, I've got a Chewbacca onesie, and if I meet my sub goal, then I'll do a Chewbacca onesie stream. Not sure if he'll make it in the next couple of days, but maybe that's for a future month, perhaps. We'll set a target and see what we can do. But thank you so much. Bengal Turtle, awesome new Let's Play video. My calm demeanour and commentary makes you my favourite wild stream. Well, thank you so much, Bengal Turtle. That's very kind of you to say so. And Ella Hoof, thank you so much for the follow. Lovely to have you here. With the sound as well. I can do a passable sort of like general Chewbacca, not so much the roar, but I can do the sort of like kind of noise. Definitely like that. With the sound, yeah, something like that. A Chewy Silas. I'm not sure how I'd do a Chewy Silas. That would mainly just be a roar of some kind, wouldn't it? There we go, Doc Otter's got one. Chewancy. We want to hear it now. What kind of Silas would you like, Doc Otter? Silas in Wookiee. Alright, I'll try one. I'm not sure if I can do a full-on Chewbacca roar, but I'll try. I'll try it how Zanzaful did it. Okay, let me just try it. I think he did it with his his hands over his mouth in here, like a something like that, I think. That's a chewy Silas. I'll try for that one. I hope that's all right. There we go. Lovely to have you all here. I'm sorry if I surprised you all coming in there. Hold on, let me just go back to the main scene. There we go. Mr. Atheist Pope, good evening to you. Lovely to have you here. Go get parents' credit cards. They'll never find out. Responsible spending, please, Edwards. We don't want anyone borrowing credit cards, certainly. What a moment to come in on. Syncopatics, lovely to have you here. All good, all good. Okay, that's fine. Joining the stream for the first time ever, seeing the Wookiees. Something like that. I'll have to get a proper soundboard or something like that. From someone who knew him in real life, you'll do fine. Oh, it can be Samba, that's amazing. I assume the original Chewbacca. That is amazing. I am doing very well, thank you, Aventadoo. How are you? Thanks for my guide about Goldmaking for beginners on the NA server. Teaching me a lot. Oh, I'm glad it's useful to you. I do like that one. Is very much a slow paced. You're learning about gold without even realising. And that's kind of the feeling between those ones. From your past self, that could work as well. Good evening, Kozakov. Lovely to have you here. Very interested in seeing what the flips did, because that's exactly the sort of thing you've been doing, and they always backfire on my server. It's interesting. I'm not sure how it's going to work out. I've been resisting the urge to check, but I will be very interested to see how they turn out. Obviously, it's going to probably take a few attempts at just keeping the market and on top of it. It's not the sort of thing you can normally just fire and forget. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. Damien, thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. Snacksy Ramos, good afternoon to you. Sometimes you have problems with operations, but you're trying to learn. I get confused with the complicated ones, definitely. So I always try and keep mine as simple as possible to the level at which I can understand, certainly. Emerald Gamer, good evening to you. Lovely to have you here. Thanks for being here, to be honest. Your voice and positive attitude is good, so needful times like that. So in your country, there's records of people diagnosed with that, but once you get this mail notification that stream started, much more positive during the day, and watching your VODs on YouTube. Thanks for being here and keeping up the good work. Well, thank you so much, Westar. That's very kind of you to say so. And thank you all for contributing to that hype train at such an early start to the stream. Thank you all. That is amazing. Choo-choo train completed. Thank you so much. Flipping is slow on Shadow Summit at the moment. Is it, Jack? I think it's kind of like a slow. Can be a slow server, really. I don't think there's very active markets in there, certainly. And Marsbeth, thank you so much for 14 months. That is amazing. Thank you so much. And Marloon, thank you so much for the follow as well. Lovely to have you here. Hold of emotes in for Marsbeth. Let me just pop those in. Thank you so much for your support. It really is appreciated. Good for buying, and wait till pre-patch. What's that for? How long has it been like that for? Yeah, it's kind of slow, but obviously pre-patch things will kick off as well. Certainly there. Lit time. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you so much. 3 to 4 weeks ago, flipping was actually decent. Was it really? So maybe it's just maybe people are taking a break to play other games before the whole thing kicks off. Envy, good evening to you. Stream has just literally started. We are just in the welcoming phase, so lovely to have you here. You want to see me in the onesies? It'll be quite ambitious to get it this month, but I hadn't actually had the idea until recently, so I'll set that up as a proper target for next month, perhaps. Yeah, I think people are saving up every penny for the bridge saw. But about making golden classic with professionals with blacksmithing. Do you have any video guide on how to get started? Are you losing tons of gold by crafting? I haven't done a lot of classic since it released, really, so it's a good sort of 7 or 8 months now at least. I would like to do another series on classic, a bit like perhaps my NA getting started series, but one with classic, but it really does depend on time and availability really on that one. It's on my list of things I would love to have time to do, but with everything else that I've got going on at the moment, it's not feasible just yet, but it's certainly on my radar, certainly. But yes, as Jack says, Lazy Goldmaker does quite a lot of stuff on Classic, so maybe go over. If you want to link Lazy Goldmaker's website, Jack, that will probably help people for the moment. There we go, thank you. So he also streams doing his Classic runs and things like that, so he's a lot more active than I have been, certainly. Does Relic 5 with linen cloth need bolts of linen cloth? No, the Relic 5 is rune cloth for Classic.
Damiamf cheered. X100.
Thank you so much, Damiamf, that's so kind of you. Do I have any plans on special streams when Shadowlands launches, or will it be taking a break for a bit to pick back up after I level? No, Yellock, as long as I'm free and available, I will be doing Shadowlands specific stuff, certainly in that week. I need to obviously work out schedules with my family and everything, but that's going to be the way in the future, certainly. Bengal Turtle, thank you so much, gifting a sub. That is so kind of you. Congratulations, Johnny Bravo 99 with your sub from Bengal Turtle. That's very kind of you. Desperando, thank you so much for the follow, as well as Pooba for the follow as well. That is amazing. And good evening, Game Cat Cat. Lovely to have you here. So hold of emotes in for the lovely gifted sub. My clicking doesn't seem to work. There we go. I got 2 out of those. I clicked more than that. We'll see how that goes. But thank you. That was amazingly kind of you. Any sign of the Wowhead blog? Actually, I haven't actually looked. Let me just check, see if it's gone live. Yes, it went live ages ago. Okay, there's me rabbiting on. We can go through and talk about the Wowhead blog this week, whilst everyone else is carrying on. Let me just sort out the command for it and update that. Go there, copy that, paste that. That should be in there. And speaking of the Wowhead blog, speaking of Billis, good evening, Billis. Lovely to have you here. Front and centre in the Wowhead blog is Billis's rather excellent post about Enchanting. So Wowhead is the link to it there, and we'll go through and we'll start talking about this in a moment. Let me just have a look. There we go. Pop this over here. Let me just adjust things so that I can see them correctly. So put that over there and then scroll that one down there. Should be good. There we are. No worries, you get your free sub in a few days. I'll be going to you. Great content, keep it. Well, thank you so much for that. That's very kind of you. It was up before the stream started. Wow, that's pretty good going, isn't it? So as Billis is here, we'll start with Billis's excellent Reddit post. Super excited for Shadowlands. You've got time booked off. Just need to think about what covenant you're going for. Probably decide whilst leveling, whichever you feel attached to. So much hype. Yes, I would say I'm not particularly attached to any one covenant. I know that I will have one of each. Definitely. That's kind of like the main focus for me at the moment. It's a multi-universal one, definitely. But not slapping anyone, no. It works as a universal high. It works as a I'm going to catch a football. It could work as anything. Or a high five, even. You pick your mains covenant after doing the whole story. Yeah, I think so. Have a feel for how everything works from there. The last bug was on Kuhn's Realm. I have no idea if it's solved. People have some of their alts reverted to Pandaria. I know, that's such a strange one, isn't it? I've got no idea how that works. I'm sure the Blizzard team are completely baffled by that. Pre-patch when? Exactly, Profi. I don't know. I'm thinking it's probably going to be now October the 6th, isn't it? 29th is definitely unlikely, I would say, from there. Cassette Tape, good evening to you. And PBF Devil, thank you so much for the follow. Pretty sure it's been cancelled. Well, they've been amazingly silent about it, haven't they? Very, very quiet. Pre-patch October the 20th. Wow, can you imagine that, Bill? It's like leaving it right till the last week. Yeah, could be Pandora's pre-patch. It could be. Deadly Skull 07. Thank you so much for the follow. And Mamascaret. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. Hello to you. Good evening. Thinking the 6 when Brewfest ends. Yeah, and then they will have the whole reputation thing will have ended then as well, or something like that. They're not going to, but they should delay. I think I wouldn't be surprised. Certainly wouldn't be upset.
Cheered. X200. Been a while, glad the stream is still going strong.
Well, thank you, Cassette Tape. It's lovely to have you here, and thank you so much for the cheer. I hope you've been doing well. What professions would I suggest to rush on main and an alt first day or two of Shadowlands release? Do you have any professions at all at first, Alan Christmas, or is this your first time doing professions? Because, you know, things like gathering and inscription and enchanting and tailoring are all good things to start off with, I'd say. Just found about my stream. Glad to be here. New to gold farming, wasn't able to get the brute sword, but that's okay. You want to learn, so next time something like this is out, you can get it too. Well, that's a good attitude to have, Deadly Skull, and lovely to have you here. It's mainly, you never know, you might be able to get it on the black market auction house as well. Should you do the Brewfest stuff as a new player? If it seems interesting to you, there's a chance for a couple of mounts on it, so it might be worth it just as a... These holiday events are more like sort of little diversions, really. They're not necessary as part of the main game. And Vinny Cabral, thank you so much for the follow. I suppose it decides to delay the Shadowlands launch. Feels like there's quite a bit to do. It does, but it also seems like a lot of stuff is rapidly coming together in the sort of like the final hour as well. Some of your alts become level 20 while they're at 120. You're not going to be happy. Yeah, it's very strange. It's very strange. Yeah, I think they would rather maybe a bit of bad publicity. The thing with launching a thing like this, you still have, you have a whole marketing department, you have a whole advertising campaign. They have to book slots for bus posters and all sorts of different stuff that goes on in the background to just advertise the game. And also the whole thing with the collector's editions and all of that sort of stuff, and shipping out physical copies to places. That whole machine, that whole process takes a while to get going, and you have to commit to a certain time to do it, and you have to do it in advance. Whether they delayed it or not, I don't know, but I can imagine it's going to be sort of like it is set in stone, I think, and it will go out unless there's something very seriously wrong, I think, and I think it's in a good enough state for it to go out. Also, the cool title Brewmaster, I love that one. Yeah, that's also good as well. So you're on the affected one, are you, Game Cat? Oh, okay, interesting. So have you had any actual characters that have been affected? Things take inscription enchanting on your main for Darkmoon trinkets, and enchanting because it's your main. Not sure what to take on the alt. I would say if you're doing inscription and enchanting, then maybe pick up tailoring on your alt, because tailoring will help you feed into your enchanting most likely. And then to go with your tailoring, you could go with anything really that takes your fancy. Maybe inscription would be my... No, you've got inscription. And maybe alchemy as your other one would be my other thought. Or herbalism, as Suruk said as well, if you want to do any gathering. Yeah. Had to submit for about a month before prints were needed, so billboards and stuff were done way in advance. Yeah, definitely, Edwards. It's a big old process, certainly. Yeah, rather than rush them and end up with bugs. Yeah, I mean, I don't know whether they actually... they really just didn't anticipate that bug. That's a very strange one. As Billy said, the professions for legendary stuff is definitely tailoring, blacksmithing, leatherworking, and jewel crafting. What does jewel crafting add for the legendary side of things? I haven't really looked into jewel crafting in any detail yet. As a new player, how do I go about choosing which professions to do? I feel so overwhelmed by my options. There are a lot at the moment, Deadly Skull. What I would probably suggest is start off with maybe just a couple of gathering ones as you're leveling through, just to get an idea for things of the resources that are needed. So pick up maybe herbalism and mining, and that will help you with your getting XP as you level up as well. Does NA in ping affect me at all? I've not noticed at all, Refusal, not at all. Although I'm not doing any high-end content, and you've seen how casually I play in the Let's Play series, so it's definitely not anything too noticeable, certainly. For the rings and neck, okay. Thank you, Sycophatics. So they're actually used as legendary templates, aren't they? They must be. Wow, okay. That's actually elevated jewel crafting in my thoughts then. Yeah. And if you want to just ask again, we are here to help. Let me just make sure I'm not away. There we go. So shall we talk about the Wowhead blog? So first thing, as those that have followed Billis going through the Enchanting journey and doing a huge amount of work behind the scenes to gather lots and lots of data on the Enchanting. We went through and did some leveling myself on stream, but going through the process of what materials you need, what skill levels you go to, going through the 70 to 90 is the interesting leveling phase. It's relatively easy to run through and learn Enchanting, which is really nice. But the real meat and bones of this post was the number crunching. I haven't included all the sort of numbers that came before this, but how Billis explains this is a nice system of giving a score to each of your items, because one can turn into the other, and so you work out what's going to be the value of each thing based on what you get from it, and assigning a score to it based on that, based on the fact that the soul dust can be turned, 3 of those can be turned into a sacred shard, and then sacred shards can be turned into eternal crystal, and you can go the other way as well. So they're completely interchangeable on this table, and then giving a score depending on the price it costs you to make an uncommon, a rare, or an epic item. And these prices are going to fluctuate as we discover things and the price of the materials on your server. So this is going to be an ever-changing system. And then how we're going to work all this with TSM as to what's going to be the cheapest thing to disenchant and give us a price for all 3 materials. So there'll be one, it's kind of like a one disenchant to rule them all, basically. The score essentially represents how many soul dust you get from the item if you were to convert all materials to soul dust. Yeah, that's a good way of explaining it, Billis. Yeah, that makes sense, because it is effectively just soul dust at the start, and then you can turn that into something else. It all depends on how easily you can get materials to make something that's rare, and how easily you can get materials to make something that's epic, and whether that's any better than something you can make really cheaply and easily that's uncommon, and then working out effectively what's going to be the best price on that. Says epic twice. Oh, down here, yes. Yes, I can see. Yeah, I can adjust that one. It should be 2.258 in the table. Okay, let me have a look. 2.258, not 2.257. Okay, what I can do is I can edit this over on this screen. Hold on. I can fix that up for you whilst we're here. Let me have a look. Let's go there. Then edit that one. So I'll go down here to the table. This is down further down. Let me have a look. How to compare items. So that should be 2.58, and then this one should be common rather than epic. Let me just save that. typos. Typos. There we go, pop that in. That's saved, and if I do a refresh on this, that should hopefully work. There we go. And Holy Zed, thank you so much for the follow. Lovely to have you here. Yep, there we go. So the 2.258 for the uncommon one. Yep, and I changed that from disenchanting common items gives you soul dust per 1,000 gold. Which one's rare and epics? Hold on, was that the right one? No, that's the other way around. And then epic goes down to an uncommon. Hold on, I messed that one up. Let me just fix that up. Go down here. That should be epic. And that one should be uncommon. There we go, more typos. There we go, let me just save that. I have to click on there. Typo 2. Save that. There we go. Yeah, I know the feeling, Billis, definitely. Let me just fix that. Has that fixed up? Yeah, epic, rare, and uncommon items. There we go. You also fixed your Reddit post. Okay, fantastic. So that's how it goes, isn't it? It's epic, then rare, then uncommon with these three down here. Because that's the one soul dust versus that one and that one from that one. There we go. Okay. There we go. Right. But yeah, it's very interesting. I'm really looking forward to Enchanting. Bengal Turtle, thank you so much. 3 months of Prime. That's amazing. Thank you for your support. Very much appreciated. Lovely to have you here. And Mr. Ugly 24/7. It's an interesting name. Thank you so much for the follow. Lovely to have you here. I really wanted to make a character called Typos the Rouge. That's brilliant. I like that syncopatics. So I think Enchanting is going to be an interesting one. Seeing this coming out and seeing how people are going to price their materials. I have a feeling it's going to be one of those things because there's a lot of enchants. It's going to be quite a competitive market. There's no sound like a Silas in the evening. Very true, Darkwing. If we can get a Silas, that's always good. So yes, I think Enchanting is going to be very, very interesting. What's my suggestion for a mains profession? If you already have professions on that character, I would stick with those first and foremost. If you don't have professions on that one, go either something gathering or something like a tailoring enchanting combo or inscription or alchemy or something like that. Well, there's one more 2.257 in there. Should be Control F and search for 2.257 and find it, but it doesn't matter. The sample size wasn't big enough to get that precise data anyway. Let me have a look. 2.257. Uncommon items disenchant into that soul dust. Then a score of 2.58. Okay, how to compare items. Let me find that. Shadowlands. How to compare items. Let me go there. 2.58. There we go. Typo 3. I'll save that one. There we go. And that should update. There we go. 2.58. There we go. Got them all now. Fantastic. Live updating as we speak. There we go. You're saving for one. Okay, fantastic. With gathering on your main, is that all the rep you get goes to waste. This is a very true, Wonder Sheep, actually. I would say I would prefer to have something that uses that reputation. So one of the main sort of like inscription or enchanting, usually something like that. I think farming old raids is a good use of your time. It's better to learn TSM and work the auction house. Whatever is most fun for you, first and foremost. Chaosus X, thank you so much for the follow. Lovely to have you here. The one you're going to quit in a month or two, you can do a little both too. I think some old raid content is going to be nerfed with the pre-patch. It's going to be difficult, certainly, yeah. You can always drop gathering professions later, or when prices have settled. This is also another thing you can do, although it will take time to grind them back up again. And as we saw on my streams last week, that you get so much more once you're fully skilled up on your gathering. It doesn't take that long actually to skill up. You know, you can probably pretty much get done in about 4 hours and skill up to maximum at that rate. Actually, leveling a second druid for gathering, so your main can change over to something else, probably alchemy inscription. That's a good idea, actually, Wondersheep. Give yourself a second druid for that same. I always recommend making another character as opposed to dropping professions. That makes too much money. I think he has a problem. How can I help him? I think that's a great problem to have, definitely. Always going to have fun. I love Warcraft. Been with it since vanilla. Gold per hour considered more than the fun aspect, which would be better. I would always think learning TSM and working the auction house is going to give you more value for money. Certainly, more than raw gold farming. And ultimately, definitely. Might want to consider making a level 51 speed druid twink. That could be very useful with the whole thing with the relic of the past and so many items you can make that have got sockets in them, and the Shadowlands gem that allows you to then get extra speed. I mean, I was able to get up to 13% speed very easily on Samadan with just a few pieces of gear. So it definitely works. Crafting ult first, so earn the reputation, then going with the gathering ult. Interesting way of doing it, certainly. Yeah. I think it's up to people. Do whatever you're gonna find it interesting. Only with BFA gathering. You've leveled your druid 110 to 120 with only gathering. That's even better. Is it possible to lock EXP in the beta now? Yes, it is. Yeah. You can, at one point you could do it on a lower level character, but you couldn't do it on a level 50. But last time I checked it, about a week or two ago, you could do it on a 50 as well. Devin, good evening to you. I think farming old raids are better. There's a raw gold. But learning TSM will help you with managing the gold, buying and selling, etc. Resets, resells, not guaranteed. But that's your point of view. I mean, that's absolutely fair enough, Xerox. It's what I'm here for, Bengal. I'm happy to help. This is the whole point of the stream, definitely. They said they're removing that the XP lock, Darkwing. Is that what you mean? Because at the moment it's still in. Found a spot in wetlands gets almost 1k linen cloth an hour. If that's possible in the relics patch, then it's more gold efficient to do that. If you're willing to either just sell the linen itself, or you want to go ahead and do the vendor shuffle with that as well, Vintage. I mean, that could be a decent option, certainly. Probably chances they've just forgot to update it from 50 to 60, most likely. There's a lot of stuff. Yeah. I would expect it to, Jack. Yeah, definitely. Aslo, good evening to you. Lovely to have you here. Just not the same as before. As Game Cat says here, it'll be in a different format, certainly. There will be raw gold to be made in one form or another, certainly. Pales, good evening to you. Do I use TSM WoW add-on via CurseForge or the TSM app? Always via the TSM app, because that will keep it up to date. Don't use the CurseForge one. Yeah, as Darkwing says, use the desktop app. Managed to buy a few hundred gold worth of linen cloth and flip it for 3k just earlier this morning. Not a lot, but most people send us, but it was exciting nonetheless. Exactly, Bengal. I know the feeling well. It doesn't matter how much it is. If it's, you know, more than you got it for, then it's fun, definitely. Yeah, if you see it on Twitch, just ignore it. Saranova, good evening to you. Lovely to have you here. What's the thinking behind a level 51 twink instead of 50? I think the thinking would probably be because once you've done the more entrance stuff, I think you get to 51 anyway. But is it actually at 51, is it? But oh really? You only get 4 from the speed at 50, so 51 would make more sense. Okay. To get the full 12 speed. Ah, right, okay. That makes more sense then. Yeah. You made the math for the vendor shuffle without counting the ruin cloth. It's about 10,000 gold per hour. By just counting the linen, you also get more wool than linen. Skyreach gives about 4,000 gold now, so it's a clear difference. That is a big difference, definitely. Per 30 minutes with 1 hour lockout. Oh, okay, yeah, so you do that. Good evening, Machine. Lovely to have you here. I hope you're doing well. How goes Black Desert Online? Diminishing return on stats the higher level you are. Yes, that's it. So you want to stay 50, 51, don't you? You did your restock. Last item didn't pay attention. Bought bolts of cloth for all your gold for 30,000 a bolt. Ouch. Well, maybe do. That does happen. If you have that before, if you go on to, let me just go back here. If you go onto your TSM in your settings under, now where is it? It's not accounting. Under browse, turn on this buyout confirmation alert to be either something like 10,000 gold or 200% DB market. That's the default it has. And click this show confirmation alert if buyout is above the alert price. That's something that happens to us all. We've all been there. It's great right now. You got a horse event going on. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Just still got the full 12 speed. Okay, Apophis, good evening to you. Lovely to have you here. True, that rate gets more gold, but if the person only had one character, then the lockout is the block. Yes. Jedi Jeff, thank you so much for the follow. Lovely to have you here. I didn't hear any notifications come in there. I hope that's working. I saw it pop up though. Yeah, so 52 you get the full 12 speed, but you get less movement speed due to the scaling. So it's better to be exactly 51. This will cost less gold due to the level squish. Does anyone know if that's true? Yes, pretty much, Vintago. From old raids, things will cost less, usually because of the squish going down. So your raw gold will be different, especially things across the board, really. I saw a video about the desktop feature. Yeah, I already have one, Bengal Turtle. If you look at the very first in my series, if I go through TSM under the Learn there, the first one is how to install TSM. And that goes through how to make sure it's all set up. Oh, Jedi Jeff, thank you so much for your Prime sub as well. Lovely to have you here. Thank you so much for your support. Fantastic to have you on board. Thank you so much. And as your name is Jedi Jeff, if I manage to reach my sub goal in any of the months going forward, I've already promised that I'm going to wear a Chewbacca onesie for the next stream after that. So even more incentive if ever you needed one. So, destroy, not desktop. Okay, sorry, Bengal. Yes. About the destroy feature. Yes, I could do something like that. Let me add it to my notes. Oops. There we go. TSM destroy. There we go. How do you use to set up TSM to take into account consideration of the 5% auction house cut for profit margins, or is it automatically set? It's not automatically set. Usually when I'm doing things like crafting, I personally use 110% crafting, but you can take the whole of your price source, close it in brackets and times it by 0.95, and that works as well. It just gives myself a little bit of a buffer, really. Yeah, as Billis has said there, divide your minimum price by 0.95. Yes, divide. Sorry, Billis. Not multiply. Very important point. Thank you. Story works fine. Just make sure you don't have any add-ons that make you loot faster. A lot of people had questions about that. Yes, although surprisingly, my faster loot add-on is still making me able to do that, which is very strange. Let me just jump back over to here, and so I've just got the next topic ready to talk about. There we go. No problem, Alan Christmas. If you've never done that mistake, problem is you quit WoW recently and gave your gold away. Started 50k a couple of days ago. Lost all 300k a few moments ago. Auto uninstalled WoW instead of breaking stuff. Ouch. Well, maybe do. I mean, it's a harsh one, certainly. I guess it's one of those things that hopefully you'll come back to it. It is one of those mistakes we definitely make. You're not alone in that, certainly. The difference between default craft value method, map price, and craft costs might make a good guide. That's interesting, actually. That's quite a good one to pick apart, isn't it, Darkwing? Default craft method, map price, and craft costs. There we go. I'm writing that down. So we've got that one. Quitting WoW is a mistake. Second that, third that. Okay, brilliant. There we go, it's on the list. It's a bit outdated, but should still apply. Yeah, I think that should work definitely, Billis. Just the divide by 0.95. And Shmegal, thank you so much for the follow. Lovely to have you here. I'm definitely not hearing any notifications. Maybe something in there is broken. I'll keep an eye on it at the moment. Make sure my bot's still working, so that's fine. So that's maybe it's something at Streamlabs end. Oh, there we go. That's come in now. Nightmare 34 God and Provisions. Thank you both for the follows. Lovely to have you here. Depends on the person. You miss it too much, even with all the things that are not right with it. You know, but no, you have lots of fun. Exactly. Regards to the difference between material price, craft value, and crafting costs. And profit is a bit outdated, but still applies. All right. Okay. Yes. Yeah, it's definitely a good one. Have you got a link to that one, Billis? If you want to pop that into the chat. Didn't see whether it was posted in there earlier, was it? No. Haven't seen it there. Or is it further up? Did I miss that further up? Hold on, scrolling up. No, can't see it. Here we go. There we go. Fantastic. Crafting and alchemy procs. There we go. Yeah, I didn't see it earlier. There we go. That's better. Thank you. Fellan, thank you so much for the follow. Lovely to have you here. So, talking about profit and loss. Twitch being weird again. I think so, definitely. Let's talk about the TSM Ledger, because this was released earlier this week, and it's fantastic. I've had a look at it, and I saw my gold disappearing because I've been spending too much on Relic of the Past, so I quickly looked away. But it's an amazing new feature that's part of sort of like a web-based analysis tool, so you can look at all your revenue and break it down into your groups, your characters, see where your profits are, see where your expenditure is, and it's a really nice way of Makakuran is the person who made this. They did this originally, and then the TSM team brought them in and got them to integrate it as part of TSM, and they've done a fantastic job. The ledger looks very, very interesting. If you've not tried your own TSM, it's incredibly scary looking at your own. In terms of looking at mine at the moment, obviously I've been spending a lot at the moment, so there's a lot of stuff going down there, but I've also had quite a decent amount of, if I look at mine on the, let's have a look at this, on my graph here, 7 days, last 14 days doesn't really show me a huge amount, but I've obviously got a lot of spending as well as my expenditure as well, like that. But it's really, really nice. If you haven't had a look at that, it's well worth a look. When you get more back into flipping battle bets, allows you to view the combined data for multiple realms. Yeah, it's going to be very, very nice. Especially if you are on multiple realms, just having all that stuff together, certainly. And Exanaros, thank you so much for the follow. Lovely to have you here. There we go. There's the ledger. You can bookmark it. Stop spending, Traditioner. No, I've been working on it. I still got over 1 million, so I'm all right. Happy Sunday to you, Drizzling Rose. Lovely to have you here. How are you doing? We'll be getting to you in a moment. In fact, we are just at the right point. Updated guide for Shadowlands. Drizzling Rose has updated her guide with a Miro board. If you haven't been following her streams, I highly recommend. If you do a shout out for Drizzling Rose, that would be awesome. But follow along the post. Drizzling Rose has updated her guide. Big sale didn't get recorded since it was smart enough to clock shut down PC icon instead of Twitch, and Windows force close WoW. Oh no, that's a shame, Darkwing. That's a difficult one. There we go. Thank you, Valegro. Oh, and good evening, Valegro. I didn't see you come in earlier. If I did miss you coming in, I do apologise. But thank you for jumping in. There we go. Thank you so much. Must be a favourite question. You had a screenshot. All right. Okay. Can you manually put it in? Is that a way of doing it? A lot of old materials have a much higher vendor floor with this system in place, so their auction house prices are bound to go up. Was that towards the relic shifting? I think most likely. But yes, if you haven't checked out Rose's methodology for making gold, this is the highly detailed Miro board, which is like a sort of mind map brain dump of how to level up your garrison, get it to the point where it's making gold, including all the things that you might want to do, looking at alchemy, inscription, and tailoring. You can't at the moment, but it's fine. Oh, that's okay. But there's a lot of very interesting information here, definitely. Hosting a dinner party, it's not be here much. Stealth mod. Well, thank you, Villegro, that's so kind of you. And I hope your dinner party goes well. That sounds very fancy. Please spend time with your friends and family. We will be okay, but thank you for stopping by nonetheless. Use a friend to trade the item and gold and have TSM record the sale. That could be interesting, actually. That could work. So yes, if you haven't checked out Rose's Garrison board, I mean, I've been using it myself just to make sure I've got a few garrisons going, because I think they're going to be a nice steady income earner over the next few months with relics and things like that. So you can just set off your work orders and leave them going, and then generate some materials that way to create relics, and then use that to maybe either sell them directly or do the vendor's shuffle yourself in small amounts really. Step 1, have a lot of bolts. Step 2, view the guide. Step 3, print a lot of gold. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty much the summary of it. Bloodwatcher77, thank you so much for the follow. Lovely to have you here. It's a pretty good way of just literally just generating money with work orders and all the other bits and pieces. The hard work, and like it's the same as with professions really. The hard work is in the setup. It's in getting everything working. Once you've got it all set up, the same with professions, is that's when it makes its money. Now beers and happy stories in the past. No relics though. That sounds fantastic, Vallegro. Have fun. It sounds brilliant. Wait for your Garrison resources and yawn. Yeah, there is that as well. Wait for TSM 5. That will make you auto gold when installing. That would take all the fun out of it though, wouldn't it? You know, you were really I certainly wouldn't want to make gold that way, just by doing sort of more of a cookie clicker effective way of doing it. Astraloranis, sorry if I butchered your name, but thank you so much for your brand new Prime. Lovely to have you here. That is fantastic. Thank you so much. Yeah, the guide is certainly a marvel to look at, most definitely. And then finishing off the Wowhead blog is a nice video by Kalani, who's going through a summary of the best professions for gold. So Kalani, if you don't follow him, is also on Twitch as well, and this is like an overview video of the professions as he sees them. Someone who's not necessarily a sort of like a hardcore gold maker, but someone that at least knows around the subject to be able to give their viewpoint on it. So it's a very interesting video. So I'd highly, if you're into the visual media, give that one a go and take a look at that. And that will pretty much sum up the Wowhead blog for me this week. If you do have any suggestions or comments, please do put them in below. If you have any questions and you're watching through the website, please come on through, and if you have any questions, myself or anyone else will be happy to answer. But I'll leave that for now, and then we'll go through and open up my mailbox and do all the other bits and pieces after that. Oh yes, soon a podcast as well. That's going to be very interesting. Good evening, Annette. Lovely to have you here. Really need to take the time to set up some alts and garrisons. I think so, Hellrider. It's one of those things that you don't necessarily need to do a whole lot at once. You can do a few. Are we still be? You can. Sorry, finish up that first thought. You can still do a little bit at a time and slowly work through it. Certainly. Are we still believing the Ward Essence transmogs are going? I can't see any evidence of them coming back unless they reintroduce something. So I don't know. I think it might depend on how much of an outroar or an outcry there is and how people get on from there. But I've not seen any update as of yet, certainly. How long does the whole Garrison setup process take? I don't know myself. Drizzling Rose, you probably will be able to answer that better than myself. For me, it's something like I've jumped in and out of over time, certainly. Considering setting up alts on a different server, if you're struggling with the economy on your server, figure it might be nice. Yeah, a change is as good as a rest, as they say, certainly. So trying out a different server will definitely be worth it. 1920 hexweave cloth if you want to make 8 items of the hexweave armor. Sets in each stage. Wow, Darkwing, that is a lot, isn't it? That's a lot of hexweave. So unless you've got a lot of primal spirits kicking around, or you've got multiple tailors that can make different ones, that's definitely going to be hard, yeah. So let's look at my mailbox. It's kind of my mailbox of the week. I did take some money out of it so that I didn't go below a million gold earlier in the week. So it's not everything, But there are some good sales for this week. We've got Spider Belt pattern, Rover the Archmage, Red Mage Weave gloves, they'd all sold. Some blue overalls sold. Quite a few vests and tunics and robes here. They all sold. Then we've got some food and some uncanny gear. Satin belt, mittens, boots, braces, pants. Full set there. Demon Slayer sold for 7,000. That's quite good. You sold 613 Savage Blood for 127 gold each. Wow. That's very nice, definitely. Let's not tell Flanger that I spend gold. Let's just keep this figure up here above 1 million and then we'll be fine. I know, I'm more surprised than you, Yellow. Especially the satin gear. I wasn't expecting so many there, but we certainly are getting a few. A few deep sea bags as well. Rich purple silk shirt for 2,800. So that's still doing. A whole load of shirts here as well. So someone's certainly collecting up transmog of some kind, I would say. So 36,000 here in mainly tailoring, looking at that, which doesn't usually make a lot of gold for me compared to other professions. But at the moment, it's doing very well. So I'll take all of that, add that to the coffers. Mandroid999, thank you so much for the follow. Lovely to have you here. Being on multiple servers also works really well for flipping. Making 10k per day on 10 servers is a lot easier than making 100k per day on one server. That's very, very true. How many alts running each building are needed, or your typical small building setup for most alts? Is Taylor Scribe, yeah. I don't know if, yeah, do you use the scrapyard? I don't think I've used it myself. All the recipes except on new alts, but not that deep on mats. Engineers will be fine. That was for Wonder Sheep, wasn't it? I missed the thread on that one. Oh, there it is up there. Just deleted any level 1 crafts a week ago. Never clean out your alt banks. Yes, very true. Very true. Anyone who's looking to get upgraded world crafting gear before it goes, a good way is to farm primal spirits at the throne of Kil'jaeden in Talon Jungle, converting it to the material you need. You're getting around 500 XP per hour at the moment. Oh, Merilux, that's very interesting. I hadn't realised you can get that many primal spirits from something like that. What is that for? That's for Anchorweed. I'm going to just leave. We could do restocking, but I'll collect up the gold first and then we'll come back and do restocking and things like that. Samantha Scarlet in the Garrison right now. Would you mind giving me a minute of your Garrison? If anyone can help out Grumpy Dad with Samantha Scarlet on NA. Is that... Oh yes, it's Alliance as well, yeah. I did it last night in Tannan and I found like 300 spirits and need to go back today for round 2. Very, very good, Vesamora. I hadn't actually thought of doing that. Don't do the salvage large in your toons. As for the setup, you can start with just the 2 professions, tailoring and inscription. Only need to be level 90 for this. Then at 96 you get profession buildings in your tier 2 garrison. Yeah, and then go on from there. So as speaking of garrisons, we are in here making sure these are starting to get set up. I'm working a little bit on Awakenings as well as everyone else's. So we'll just click up some. We've got some sales here. I mean, the prices are pretty low now, looking at these. 4,500 gold on Alchemy. So Alchemy is definitely tailed off for this expansion for the moment. It may pick up at the beginning. It may pick up as people come back. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep going for the moment, certainly. Daily Show, thank you so much.
Daily Show 78 just subscribed. Thanks for all your work, Samadan.
You're more than welcome, Daily Show. Thank you so much for your continued support. That is really is appreciated. Thank you. A whole lot of emotes for you. Thank you. Got me hooked on Garrison, working on your 4th toon this weekend. That's brilliant. Sumptuous for Raw by killing Talbuks in North Nagrand. even if not a barn skinner, is 100 sumptuous fur in a few minutes. Yeah, that's the sumptuous fur farm there is really good. Dave's here. Good evening, Dave. Hope you're doing well. Showing your horde colours there. Lovely to have you here. How's your weekend going? Hope it's all good. I might leave the alchemy for characters for the professions. Yeah, I think the alchemy, I mean, I want to set up the alchemy for the catalyst myself here on this one to get that going. That's definitely going to be useful at this point. In terms of procs, let me just check, see if we get ourselves... No, we didn't there. Did I post those back on? Let me just check. Don't think I actually did. We'll run a post scan here. We'll get a little bit on there. And then we're done there on that one. There we go. You got another horde one there for Darkwing. Still having trouble with mailing anchorweed and ghost iron bars with TSM operations. Looks a lazy Goldmaker site, but still can't get it to send. Interesting, Bone Arrow. They should work as part of a mailing operation. I don't know why those two specifically aren't working for you. It's very strange. Yeah. So what you make with the catalysts is you make the Draenic...
Lukey89 just subscribed. Samada 1 Horde.
Smarter one horde. Lucang, thank you so much for your support. That is brilliant. Thank you. A whole lot of well, let's make sure we get the oh, I've lost my horde emote. It's fallen off. I'll pop those ones in for the moment, and hopefully my horde one will come back. It's not in my frequent ones. Oh, that's very strange. Okay, I'm sure that'll come back. We'll see how that goes. Got 3 alchemical catalysts finally starting. Yes, let me just look at Dre. Where is it? Is it unlearned? I should have it. This is under here. Hold on. Alchemy of the Broken Isles. Oh no, Dre A-E. Alchemical catalyst is that, and then that makes the trinket the Draenic Philosopher's Stone. At the moment, this Philosopher's Stone sells for 22 gold, but on pre-patch it sells for 48 gold. So you can actually make a decent amount of money just through making that and selling it again, depending on your crafting cost, depending on the alchemical catalysts, and going from there. Make sure the items are in a group that has a mailing operation assigned, and make sure you actually have the group selected in the UI when you hit send selected. Yeah, those will be the things to do. If it doesn't work, try... it's another thing you can do is click on the Blizzard sort items and then try sending it again, because that might work. That sometimes things get stuck sometimes when mailing, and that fixes it on that side. Made some characters on my server, just waiting for the pre-patch to level. You can buy my lovely flowers and ore in Shadowlands. That sounds fantastic, Cover. I look forward to buying them. Is the extreme scavenging trait still worth it? Get more than a few alt to have been recruiting followers. Yes, I think it is, definitely, for Garrison resources. It gives you more opportunities, certainly. Catalysts for shuffling the water-fire elements to earth for the bags. That's an interesting way of thinking about it as well. I haven't done that one myself. Lancy, thank you so much for the follow. Lovely to have you here. Then the weekly clear stream on Thursday. Fantastic. You have it set up 300 max quantity, 300 H-tune, same way for cooldown when you need more herbs. So that should work, I would have thought. I can't see any reason not to. And buy 'em all is always very useful for buying multiple stuff. And with buying large amounts of thread from vendors, yeah, that's what I use when I'm buying stuff. I've got buy 'em all, not T-Junk here. If I shift click on something, then buy 'em all gives me this, and I can click on stacks, or I can click on maximum, and it gives me some options there. Or, as Billis was saying, TSM itself, if you shift click to buy something, you can then click on max and buy the maximum amount that way as well. So there's a couple of options there. The add-on does the guild bank sorting. It's called Sushi Sort. There we go. Sirox has got you there. Okay, I'll jump out of this for the moment. I'll collect up the gold first because I've got a few other bits and pieces. What are we up to now? 1,047,000 gold. Let's check on Samadan and Inscription. I don't think I have a lot. Yeah, there's the a link to it is that one. There's the link to the actual add-on itself. Right, so next character, just check on the gold first and foremost. So we've sold a couple of highborn compendiums just recently, so that's upped my gold coffers a little bit. 6,000 gold there. Nothing huge at the moment. There's nothing huge, but it is just getting me a little bit of gold, just to keep me alive, as it were. And then I'll refocus on things once pre-patch hits and see if we can make some of that gold back, which would be nice with all our investments that we made for relics. Hopefully they'll pay off. Hopefully I should get a good sort of 500,000 hopefully, or something like that. I can't remember exactly how much I worked out I was going to get. Don't think it's quite that much. It depends on what I get between now and then in terms of more materials, or if I decide to farm them, which I'm unlikely to do. I don't tend to do a lot of farming myself. So staying in the garrisons here for the moment. I'll just jump through, grab the gold, and then we'll go through and do a few daily cooldown bits and pieces and some more progression on our garrisons, as well as reputations, not so much reputations, but getting our professions leveled up. A decent amount of uncanny leatherworking here for the week. Mail arm guards, leather, waistguard, a couple of drums of fury, some shimmer scale arm guards, some coarse leather arm guards, a few drums of the mountain. So that's a good spread of uncanny gear. Still selling 28,000. So we'll take all of those. That takes me up to 1,081,000. 2 million gold per hour earned, according to Titan Panel. Yeah, there's some good prices as well, definitely. Jack and Neil, good evening to you. Got your Bruce Saw after my last stream. Oh, congratulations, Stoltcraft. Still not gotten used to having the auction. Stoltcraft, that is fantastic news. Have a load of long boys for you. I threw in a few golden eyes there as well. Congratulations, Stoltcraft. That is wonderful news. I knew you'd get it. Quick, record it for YouTube. Make a video. 2 million gold per hour through opening my mail. Except it's gone down now to 1 million. So you have to do it within the first 30 seconds. Sancta Frax 79, thank you so much for your brand new Prime. That is absolutely lovely. Thank you so much for your support. I have a whole lot of emotes for you. I got my Alliance one back. Can't see my Horde one, it's disappeared. There we go. Shalisarian, good evening to you. I'm doing very well, thank you very much. How about yourself? Yeah, because only 1 million gold now would suck, definitely. Pudded Surge, Siraj, good afternoon to you. Lovely to have you here as well. That's weak. Ethereal, thank you so much. 3 months with Prime, that is amazing. Thank you. Mixercraft, Stoltcraft. Who's the one with the brute saw? Stoltcraft. Congratulations. I love that, Rose. That's brilliant. Thank you so much, Ethereal, for your 3 months of Prime. That is very much appreciated. Thank you. Thank you so much. And Forever DD10, thank you so much for the follow. It's not necessarily profit, no. It's literally just figures going down, earned per hour, going down on here. Let me just have a look. Don't think there's much on other ones. Let me just check. I don't think blacksmithing has done as well as before. And also Death Punch 1234. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. We'll check in on you. You look like you're... Well, we need to do some daily cooldowns on you first and foremost. But we'll also have a look at the gold for so far. Yeah, not a huge amount here because I did collect up some of this earlier on in the week. So we've got 11,000 here, 1 deck pounder and a couple of lots of mount shoes. So we'll take it for now anyway, and then we'll go over and do... We have to do some cooldowns on here anyway. Let's use Curse Forge for the add-on. That's... has that officially changed over? I don't think it's changing over officially until something like the 26th, I think. Need to watch me daily, have a problem with your gold. Well, you've come to the right place. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. We are literally... Actually, I don't need to do that. I need to do /TSM task list. And then I can do my cooldowns this way. Go to TSM and do that. Craft these whilst we're here. Crafted Malevolent Gladiator's Ornamented Spolders. Oh, we needed to do this on Earthen as well, actually, to learn some more things. There we go, all of that's done. Nicely done. True Skill Ingots, Lightning Steel Ingots, and Balanced Trillium Ingots. The relic gear would be same eye level as Uncanny and be a lot cheaper to make or buy. I don't know what... I'm assuming Uncanny gear will come out as 87 as well. Just curious how that's going to work for add-ons. I don't know, actually. Yeah. So El Morte, we looked at your gold. We're all done on that front. We need to go to your Garrison anyway, but we'll just pick up the gold on everyone else, and then we'll go back through these characters and do a bit of restocking and things like that. Epic Tetris, thank you so much for the follow. Lovely to have you here. You can make TSM tasks to show you cooldowns without just telling it to craft a ton of things in your queue. I couldn't work that out. Yeah, the task list automatically does cooldowns for you, and then you can actively hide any ones you don't use. A large portion of players will buy Uncanny for their ults anyway. It's the same reason why Hexby bags sold for so long, because they're used to it. And that's the main thing, really. Nothing on you. Wasn't expecting anything on you. We did our daily cooldown already, so we'll jump out of you and go on to the next character and just check on Nadamas, who I think sold just a couple of bits and pieces. I wonder why it didn't do it for you. Interesting, because it should automatically do it unless you've got it hidden for some reason. Because if you click on hide, then they do go. So if you go into your TSM settings, whoops, wait for that to go through. Under settings, where is it? It's under. It's not tooltip, is it? It's accounting, I think. No, it's not. It's under destroying's for that lot, for all the things ignored. But there's one for the cooldowns as well. I think the cooldowns are in here as well. I'm not sure. That's for destroying, so that's not what I wanted. There we go, ignored cooldowns. That's the one I was looking for. It's in there. Under crafting. Thank you, Billis. I knew it was there somewhere. Do you want to give you and the Twitch chat tips for all the TSM pickup spell, Cresta sensor for posting a link during stream? Oh, fantastic! How to bind specific professions, that's really useful. Thank you, Vallegra. Actually got extra life staff which sells for 55,000 on your realm, but it won't sell. Should you lower the price? Some things take a long time to sell. They can be even as long as sort of like a year to sell. So I would say as long as it's still profitable to post it, keep posting it. I'll take that for now. There we go. And then we'll log out and jump on to the next character. That means nothing else in Spanish. Oh, does it really? That's interesting. So by the flip of that, as Nadamas is the inverse of Samadan, if Nadamas means nothing else, then Samadan must mean something more. I reckon. Maybe. I miss TSM on the beta. Oh, definitely, Billis. I very much would like to get my teeth into using TSM on the beta. or rather, at least get TSM working in some format. Certainly, getting more philosophical, something like that. Started with Inscription, started BFA, so I haven't checked others yet. What to start? Didn't think. Did check it since like early Wrath of the Lich King. Oh right, okay. What did I miss earlier there in the conversation though? Because Surox answered you. Hold on. Every profession is profitable. I wanted to ask, do I think dual crafting will be profitable in Shadowlands? Yes, I think dual crafting will, as Bill has mentioned earlier about dual crafting being used in the epics. I can see that being useful for that very. Oh, there's a globe for fishing, and I love these globes. Hyper compressed ocean. I must get this at some point. Paging Plato Isle 4. I didn't see if it got me anything. There we go. A golden carp. That's fantastic. Golden carp for 35 silver. There we go. We'll open up that. Another 156 gold. And I think that's me pretty much done with the characters. Everything else doesn't have that. Yeah, doing the achievement to get the globe is really fun. It's a nice little quest line, I've heard. I'd love to do it on a future stream, I think, certainly. You can find profit profit in every profession, but the best professions are the ones which are an addition to each other. So like tailoring and enchanting, skinning, leatherworking, and so on. Yeah, Syrox has got some good answers there. Thank you for answering those, Syrox. Monkey D. Luffy, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. It sends you all over the place. Yeah, that's what I like. I like quests like that. That's really good. Okay, nothing there. Okay, we ought to, now that we've got a little bit of gold, we could afford to spend a little bit if there's anything at a good price. We'll have a look, just in case. What have we got? Mage Weave at 97 silver. Seems good. Rune Cloth at 1 gold 60. Seems good. I'll take that Mage Weave first. That's probably just a small bait amount at that price. But I'll take those. I prefer that to... What's my average buy price? Is 81 silver. So that's more like what I've got at the moment. And then the Rune Cloth here at 1 gold 60. My average buy price is much higher, much lower at 89 silver, and have a decent amount of it. But there are good things you can do with Rune Cloth. Looking at the price of these, I mean, that would cost me 1,800 gold to buy those. Good evening, Gwilyn. Lovely to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Let us know. I'd like to do it too. It'd be fun as a community activity, perhaps. That's a good idea, Psychophatics. Maybe I can organise to have one done on that. Dual crafting and mining. That's a good one, actually, Epic Tetris, because then at least you get the gems from the ore as well, definitely. Everything. Not a lot, Vintageon, not a lot. Away again, beer time. No problem, Villego. Thanks for popping by. A question, if you don't mind. What is the name of the add-on I use? Keeps track of how many quests I have active. That's an easy one. That one is this one on my list here. This quest number up here is just this is a very simple add-on on its own. It's called Quest something, I think. Quest counter, I believe. Where is it? This is my first question. I'm sure I had it here. C quest counter. There you go. C quest counter. Tells me when I've gone up to 25. I really wish Blizzard would make more than 25. That would be much nicer. Right. Commander Bond, good evening to you. Lovely to have you here. So I was looking at, Ember Silk Cloth is at 1 gold 12 there. My smart average buy is 149. I ought to probably have a look at my spreadsheet just so I can get an idea of prices. So I'll bring this over here on this side. so I can see what's going to be my profit margins looking at these. So if I have a look at this, my Ember Silk, where is this? We were looking at the rune cloth here at 1 gold 59. So if rune cloth was 1 gold 59, I'll just change this to 1.59. What kind of things could I make with that? My average relic price is still 457, so that is just make sure I've got that correct. Yeah, 159. And then rune cloth here is the relic profit on Frostweave pants, which doesn't need the profit is only 10 gold per pant at that, without using a relic on it. You don't need a relic for that, but you will need 6 bolts of rune cloth to make that. So looking at that, 159. What was the other price of that? What did it go up to on average if I was to buy this out? Let's have a look. Oops, no, let's do a rescan of that. Have a look, another look. There we go. Just missing everything. Just stopping by on a break, say hello. Back outside to finish putting up a fence. Oh, fantastic, Command 1. I love putting up fences. From Twitch client, besides the core model. With TSM, you want the app helper from the actual site itself. If I find time to improve my story, where should I send it? Onto my Discord is probably the best option. There is a Discord, yeah. If you do !Discord, oh yeah, the Lego's got you there. Been asked, is it necessary to go up the only profession of vanilla until 300 or all the extensions? It depends what you want, Jack and Neil. Are you thinking for relics? Yeah, use the app and the app will install the add-on for you, Tindy. That's the best way to do it. Is the spreadsheet public? Yes, it is. That is... I think it's... Have I got a command for it? Let me just check. No, that's the shopping paste bin. There was a YouTube video I did that went along with it. But what I'll do is... I think I can just copy the link and that should work. Let me know if that doesn't work and I'll find another way. Just paste that in there. If that doesn't work, let me know and we'll try that. See if that works. There we go. Yeah, both add-ons through the desktop app would work for you there. If I have missed anyone talking through, you sell stolen stuff at my fence. No, not that kind of fence, Darkwing. There we go. It's a different fence. Building fences out of wood is what I was talking about. Works perfectly. Okay, fantastic. Maybe you missed that video. Yes, it was. It's the. I've got a horde problem video. Is what that was linked to. That's the main one here. So it's basically just a way of me. I use the quantities here and things like that. So if I was to look at this rune cloth, which is I was using as my example, if I were to buy 7,295 of this at 1 gold 78, so we've currently got 14,000. If that went up to 1 gold 78 average, and I go down here to my Frostweave pants, then we are making profit per pant only 5 gold 94. Therefore the total profit here is only 3,494, which is not good at all. So I wouldn't use this rune cloth to make Frostweave pants. I would be more likely to use the rune cloth to make an actual relic 5, which is down here, which gives me a relic price of 8 gold 90, and I can make 2,824 at a relic price at that. Now 890 is similar to if you got your sumptuous fur for 1 gold each. That's kind of about right. It's a little bit expensive for a relic price. It all depends, because if your relic price went up to, let me just manually put that in for the moment. I'll just go 8.9. on each of these, just to average that out a little bit. So my relic price is that, and then my linen profit goes down a little bit. It was 222,000. Let's look at linen at the same price here. Say for example my linen I was getting at 2 gold 50 maybe. If we looked at that, take my linen and change that. No, linen's down here. Linen 2 gold 50 as a linen price, then we're still making 172,000 gold, a 31 gold profit. So I would say, given that, it would be worth me buying that linen and that rune cloth at that price. So at 193, if we took all of that, that's 12,000 gold. I'm probably going to have to do a rescan looking at those, because those prices have probably changed. So if I went here, this is me spending again. I know I've missed a few things on chat whilst doing this, but I'm just doing my brain thinking at the moment. So rune cloth, if I buy, I'm going to buy all of it up, 7,400 for that price, and the linen cloth I'll only buy it up to the 250, which is 2 gold 48, and buy at that price. Then so long as this all works, then we should be in a good position. Looks like there's still some rune cloth left there. 194, then it goes to 205. Probably less likely on that one. I'll probably leave that for that price. Ember silk cloth I've not been looking at yet. If I was to look at ember silk cloth, that would use death silk leggings, which is this one, which is a minus 12 gold profit, and that's at getting ember silk at, what price is my ember silk? At 149, and this is 112. So even at 112, if we were to look at that, if I change that to 112 and do some calculations on here, then the ember silk cloth down here is still a negative here. If I was to use the ember silk to make a relic, which takes 7 bolts of ember silk cloth, the relic price is 39 gold. So even at 1 gold 12, ember silk cloth is not worth buying. That's the main problem here. So it looks a bargain, but it's not a bargain when it comes to buying relics. Buying materials to make relics, or turning it into something. Phew, okay. Brain dump done. Sorry if I missed everyone with that one. Let's have a look. Oh, you can get wool as well. Okay, yes. There's hold on, I missed a whole load of stuff. Hold on. That works. I'm a subscriber. Maybe you missed that video. I'm on Shadow Song. Yes, I am, Endor. Lovely to have you here. More the merrier, certainly. You stopped sending notifications for emails. It's a shame that YouTube does that, certainly. Sure, they're both busy streamers. In terms of having any buddies on any server, good chance of having Samantha Scarlet. Ah, right, for Grumpy Dad. Yes. Try one of those, I would say. Didix, lovely to have you here. And Tigress, good evening to you. Sorry if I missed anyone else coming in. And Vintage O, good evening. Have a good rest of your evening. Good night, Vintage O. Lovely to have you here. There we go. Okay, and Chaosus X, could I maybe do the calculations for blacksmithing if you're buying thorium ore? Not sure if it's worth it. The thorium ore is an interesting one. I got loads of it really cheap. I can't actually see any thorium ore on here at the moment. So does that mean there's none on my server? Has it all been bought out? Oh no, there is some. There it is. So my average buy price of thorium ore is 87 silver, and I've got 15,000 of it at the moment. So the ore here at the moment is 5 gold 49. So if you look here at thorium ore, if I change that to 5.49, so that changes the, assuming say your relic price was 8 gold 90, which is a reasonable price for a relic perhaps. You go down here to the blacksmithing and the thorium leggings. At that price, it's a negative profit. So to make thorium leggings, it's not good at that price at 5 gold 49. Could you make a relic out of the thorium ore? You could. It'll take 5 of them, but it will cost you 27 gold to make the relic at that price. So 5.49 is not a good price. I would say 3 gold would be slightly better, then that's a 15 gold price for your relic. If you go down there into your thorium pants, leggings, sorry, thorium leggings is a profit of 15 gold per item, so it's a little bit better. So I would say you're only buying it 2 to 215, so that would be better again. So let's say it was 215, then the relic price is down to 1075, which is okay. Could hopefully get that better. And then the thorium leg guards here is a profit per leg guard of about 25 if your relic is 890. So, and then depending on the number you've got, I've got at the moment, that is based on having 15,000 thorium ore. I can make 1,200 leggings, which will give me a total profit of 32,000 gold. It's a lot of crafting for not a huge profit, but it is a profit and it is something you can do. Asherite, good evening to you. Lovely to have you here. With a words hard emote from person. I don't. Oh, there we go. Do I have a link for the doc? Yes. Let me pop that in the chat again. There you go. You're more than welcome to take a copy. You got 50,000 ore at the moment. So if you take this and change that to 50,000, 50,000 ore would make you 4,000 leggings for about 105,000 gold profit if your relic price is 8 gold 90. It depends on your relic 5 price. That's a thing to think about, yeah. Is the engineering gun still good for the shovel? I haven't looked at that one. You mean the cost rather than the sales price? Yes, I do. It depends on what materials you use to get your relic. That's the main thing here you're looking at. It's all to do with, from me with my prices, the rune cloth at the price I got it at is much cheaper that way to get a relic, and my thorium ore as well. So my thorium ore and my rune cloth is better used there. I'll probably have to undo all of those to get back to my prices, I think. There we go, 159 was what it, no, it wasn't 159, it was 90. There we go. So my relic price, based off the averages of my best 3, is currently 457. So that's a good price for me for that one. Words aren't hard though. For some people, words are pretty straightforward. Just what they say might be hard. Very true, Regine. Very true. On your main, having a hard time committing to changing out your enchant building to inscription or alchemy. It depends. It's a difficult one. What professions does that character have, Hellrider? Do I share my TSM strings? I certainly do. Exactly on Patreon. Exactly her. If you go to Patreon, I share all my my current TSM strings there. I also do share the one that I'm building up with Samadan and Samadan over on my Let's Play series. So if you want to see that group as it builds up, that's also available on my Patreon as well. Icon, a good evening to you. Hope everyone's good. I'm doing very well. Thank you very much. It is hard to hear, definitely. Relics of the exactly, Metcalf. I mean, it all depends. It is don't forget the craft time of this. Making 5,000 brown linen pants is going to take you over 2 hours to make. So it's not the most riveting way to make your gold, but it is a way, and pre-patch is around the corner at some point. So I wouldn't be buying this thorium ore at that price, looking at that. Wool cloth was mentioned though. I would like to look at the wool cloth price, because, well, wool cloth and mage weave could be things that you could make for a reasonable profit. If I just come back to this again and scroll down to here, so the green woolen vest has a 37 profit, as long as I can get my wool for under a gold. But looking at this at the moment, the wool price is down here at 183, so not as good. Basically 183 would eat into my profit margins a fair amount. Still 31 profit, 29,000 on there. If I got myself another, what's that, another 1,000 of it, so I got 7,000 roughly. That would give me green woolen vests for 36,000 or something like that. I haven't gone with the gold per hour because it's not that easy to just look at the craft time of the items and the craft time of the relics, because the craft time of the relics themselves is like 8,000 of them will take 273 minutes. Those are all fine, but you've also got to make bolts, you've also got to manage your inventory, you've also got to shuffle things around, so I would always add a little bit more on top of that. So it's going to take a little bit more, certainly. Your main is a tailor or enchanter. It's not about picking for profit, it's that you're changing from what you've always had in the Garrison. Nostalgia, I guess. That's fair enough, Hellrider. That's a fair enough thing. Change is sometimes hard, definitely. Just because how many people said, oh my god, still farms making millions of gold vending stuff, now searching for some ways to make gold with vendor shuffle. It's just that's funny to you. Absolutely fine, Mecca. I understand your meaning behind it, certainly. Yeah, the return could quite be low. It's the sort of thing that if you just make a bunch and then vendor them, make another bunch and vendor them, and you've got that going on in the side, then that's fine. But I wouldn't, especially now, looking at this, you can see how the prices are going up and being squeezed. So it's not even going to be a profit with some of these things, or the potential profit is less. So limit to how many relics you can hold in your bag at the same time. Is that true? So you can, the relics stack in stacks of 20, and then you can make all your relics. When you can't make more relics than you have room for in your bags. So once you've made a whole load of relics and filled your bags, it won't craft anymore. Then what you have to do is collect up all those relics and put them in your bank or your reagent bank, and then you can craft items with them as an optional reagent from your bank or reagent bank. So it's a bit more swapping around. What to farm for this upcoming free patch? Death Punch? Yes, everything on this screen, as Surux has said. Mainly linen cloth, rune cloth, mage weave, wool, thorium ore, and if you've got your Garrison set up, then sumptuous fur, true iron ore. If you can get some really cheap time spray linen or things like that, then that's also useful. XWB1, thank you so much for the follow. Lovely to have you here. But I won't buy any more of these for the moment. I've already bought a whole load, and we're down to 1,077,000, so I don't want to take too much of that out. But what I will do is just take all of this from here, and I'll mail it over to my storage character, and she can keep hold of it and store it in her guild bank. Not that I've seen yet. No new bags as of yet. Just popping in to say you've really enjoyed my leveling series on YouTube. Well, thank you so much. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Do you recommend starting to make the bolts from now? I would say the linen ones possibly, yeah. I've not done it yet myself, simply because I don't know if things are going to change. So I've kind of stayed away from it at the moment, just in case things change. Yeah, there is a unique one during the pre-patch that you might need to farm. Yeah. Yeah, if they change it, then that's a problem. That's why I haven't made any bolts yet, for the same reason. Right, let me check my auctions. We need to restock on this probably, looking at all of this. So let's just go through the process. At least restock on... Wow, there's a lot of stock to restock. A lot of vests, a lot of hoods, some cooking bits and pieces. Some uncanny gear as well. Hexweed bag I could make. It's not a huge profit. I might keep hold of that just in case I want to do the extra hexweed bits and pieces. So I'll take that one off for now. Creative's going for a Silas. What kind of Silas would you like? A drunk one. Okay, I could probably fake that. A long time ago remember what drunk felt like. It's been a while. Okay. Let's do one for you. Okay. Silas. There we go. I hope that worked for you. How much time does it take me right now to craft everything, and how much profit do I get from calculations busted? In a later patch. Yeah, it's a good idea actually, yeah. To craft everything, and how much profit do I get from my calculations? For this, it's 2 minutes 5 seconds, if you mean this one at the moment, but I'm not sure whether you mean with the relics. It all depends on how many you make, really. That's the big question there. So we don't need too bad actually, 20 expulsum from that. So can we make some bracers? We need, where's all my, I've got 800 and... So I've got some in the guild vault. This is under Plays WoW. I've got 128 in the guild vault. So I might have to go over to my other character and send some over. Let me just go have a look. And we'll see if we can sort this out. Don't run out and spend all your gold on mats now. There'll be lots of profits first weeks to be made just from farming and selling new. So mats to craft and sell. Yes, exactly. Talking about crafting all the relics and crafting all the gear and vendoring everything maybe. Yeah, it's going to be... I could see myself spending a good 4 hours on that at least, if not more. What was the max price for rune cloth for which I would buy it? I would say 2 gold would be absolute maximum from a personal point of view. That gives me a relic price of 5 gold. Do I have any tide spray here? There's just that there. That's not going to get me very far. So I'll jump over... where are we at in terms of tide spray? Who had it all? Bankadan had it all. And yeah. El Morte's got a bit, Stabadan's got a bit. So let's just log out and go over to my poor cloth storage character. Poor Hellfire. She's not been used for anything else other than cloth storage. Some craft like this in dual crafting, I think it's a bug. Who knows? Yes, you mentioned that last time, didn't you, Game Cat? I haven't had a chance to look into that. Yeah, as of yet. First 2 weeks of gathering really hard. I hope you can make a solid profit. I reckon you would. Yes, definitely. Let me just go and open up this. Ooh, okay. Someone needs to store some things. How's my bag space looking? Okay. This may take a little while. Our Foxel, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. Lovely to have you here. And good evening, Turfalicious. Bought your woolen cloth for 10 silver each. And hello everyone. Yeah, that's a good price. Rather get your main up to date with all the quests and dailies, and then spam level of profession army, and then spam. I mean, I'm only doing this really in pre-patch. I'm not going to do this at the launch of Shadowlands. You've got plenty of better things to be doing with my time. This is just pre-patch time for me. I mean, yes, you can do it in Shadowlands, but it'll still be there, definitely. Burley Gaming 52, thank you so much for the follow. Turns out leveling inscription is also pretty easy. Is it, Bellis? So you do the mass milling, and that takes you up to, what was it we wrote down before? I had it written down. Mass milling goes grey at 65, doesn't it? And then you can probably make a few other bits and pieces after that. How much do you need in herbs? Probably quite a few, I imagine. Xeonum, good evening to you. Lovely to have you here. What did you farm to get so much room cloth? I didn't farm anything for this. This is literally, I buy my stuff off the auction house.
Need help?
But I do have a hoarding problem, certainly. Let's move this over to the bad inks. Then you need to make like 5 Writ of Grave Robbing to get to 30, and then you can go from 30 to 65 doing mass mill. Yeah, auction house farm is the best farm, most definitely. What have we got here? We need some more linen in here. I'll drop that in. We also have some wool. And I'll pop the silk in there. We don't have much silk. This is mage weave. So I'll pop the mage weave in here. We've also got more rune cloth in here than I have room for. So rune cloth's going to overspill into here. Slash TSM. Put rune. There we go. We'll pop it in there for the moment. Then you just skill by crafting the uncommon ink. I went from for the horde to for the horde. Yes, most definitely. How are you doing, Billy Gaming? Lovely to have you here. You're not into hours and hours of crafting and hours of vendoring. Even if it was a huge profit, it's way too boring for me. Yes, Wolven Hunt. It's something I wouldn't want to do for a huge amount, certainly. I mean, I could possibly sell on some of this rune cloth. I could do a little vendor flip on this. Not a vendor flip, a material flip on this, and just sell it for 2 gold, perhaps. About Titan panel, you install it, but it doesn't change your buffs. It does lower your map, though. Do I know why? That's strange. I mean, I just literally just put it on as it was, and it kind of worked. I don't think I did anything special for it. Okay, we're looking... I might as well take those 2 out there because they shouldn't really be there. Then we could probably take... We're kind of mixing things up a little bit now here. I've got too much silk for one place. Oh, we've got space here. So let's pop in the... I think we should put the silk in here and take the mage weave out. So silk goes in there. Really, rune cloth should go out and put mage weave in there. Looking at that, but then I've got more rune cloth here. So I'd probably put nether weave in here to fill that up. And then I'll go there and pop in the rest of the mage weave and sumptuous fur here as like miscellaneous bits and pieces, and see what happens there. I just pop these in manually. Could use TSM put, but it will be fine for now. That's close enough. We need to get some tide spray out anyway, so I'll go over and grab that. Do you have any add-on that changes your buffs? It could be something like that, I guess.
How are you?
Slash TSM get tide. There we go. I'll take all of that. We'll send this back to Samadan. This is an old character that I haven't played in a long time. Slash played. Yeah, only 17 hours from 24, so a long time ago. Just storage more than anything else. Send groups. Have we already in a group sent to Samadan? Not sure if we are. Let's try checking the groups here. So groups, new groups, tide spray, linen. Let's call this sends to Sam, and add in that. Make a mailing operation. I forgot to rename it. Sends to Sam. Press enter, and mailing operation. We'll add in, create a new operation. Call it. I'm sure I did one of these. Send to Sam. And Kumeximace, thank you so much for the follow. Sends to Sam, and call this Samadan, enter there, and then we can send off this lot, groups, send to Sam. There we go. Let's send that all over, and then Samadan can go pick that one up. There we go. Yeah, I haven't used this one much at all, Hellfire. She's been down here at the bottom for a long time, next to Paladin, my poor Dark Iron Paladin that I'd love to play. Really nice character, I'd love to level up and get the Heritage Armour on that. Maybe I'll do that once pre-patch hits or something like that and try some Chromie time or something like that. That could be quite nice. I'll jump back to Samadan for the moment. He's got 25 instead of 50. Got a few nicknames so far. Cleared all your add-ons, don't have any other add-ons, change your buffs. Is there any way you can reset everything, like WoW settings and all add-ons? I'm not sure. I mean, I wouldn't want to kill your TSM in the process. Yeah, pre-patch should definitely make it quick, definitely. So we'll go over to our mailing. I'll go and sort this one out. Metagami, good evening to you. Lovely to have you here. Right, Tide Spray. Let's open this up. Decent amount of Tide Spray to keep me going for the moment, anyway. Mother of Garrisons, Trapper of Wolves. Snail 86. Wad Chromie leveling is by far the fastest pre-patch if you want to level my Paladin. Yes, I heard that. I saw Mr. GM's video on it. He talked about the Wad leveling being the fastest. I like Wad leveling, but I would really like to go through other expansions in their entirety. Pandaria being one of them, Legion possibly another one, but I've done that recently, so probably Pandaria and actually Cataclysm as well. And Pandaria, Cataclysms, and Wrath of the Lich King I'd like to do, although that's going to obviously be slower. No space there. Not a lot of space there either. Okay, we'll keep this in my bags for now, or if I got some guild bank space I can put some of this in. I don't need all of this. We need a little bit of Tide Spray space. Okay, I'm looking a little full. Okay, and that's why Hellfire had a whole load of this. Let's put some of it in. /TSM put Tide. Didn't need to get all of that out, but we'll put some of it in. That should work. The Neuron, thank you so much for the follow. Easy to pay for in life. Thanks for the strings. Great stuff. Keep up the great. Well, thank you so much. It's very kind of you. I'll send you a personal message afterwards later. Thank you so much. Really tempted to make a Forsaken character in pre-patch just to experience it and find out what is going on with Sylvanas. That's not a bad idea, actually. Yeah, Legion's probably good to go for, definitely. Rose, it is known. Interesting. You can get blank cards for the Dark Moon in addition to the other cards, as in you crafted a random Dark Moon card of death and got a 5 of the Indomitable plus a blank card of the Indomitable. So you crafted 6 random cards and got 1 blank. Ooh, interesting, Bellis. Interesting. I want to have a closer look at Inscription later on, once I can get some more herbs. That's the next thing. Queen of Passive Gold, Maker of Myra Boards, Producer of Bags, Card of Omen's Master. Should that be Cards of Omen's Mistress? Busted, but definitely onto some good ones there. See, I've still got too much tie spray. I'm going to have to send some of this back, you know. I need to just get some more nylon thread. Purveyor of fur coats. Twitch emote creator, there's that too. Let me browse your goods. I would like 1,000 of your finest nylon thread, please. That should be enough. I only need a few braces for this. 226. I need 20, so yes, I'll go with that. 226 will be fine for now. We'll scrap those. We'll disenchant the blues. We'll scrap the greens. Will I make my monthly breakdown of gold profits from professionals in Shadowlands again? Love the series. That's a good idea, Difference. I haven't done those in a while, and now that we've got the new TSM ledger system, that might be quite good. What was an okay hide price for your relic? Your hoard spreadsheet is high. I think 10 to 14 gold is probably the highest I would want to go. 2 gold per item, I would say. Yeah, definitely liked the end of the month series. I think it'd be a nice way to track the professions. The problem is, okay, your hoard one is 7 gold 4. Yeah, I think 7 is a good solid number, because I think of that as one gold per sumptuous fur, and you can get the sumptuous fur through the garrison and things like that. So I'm going to make these braces to get myself some expulsum. That's the main reason I'm doing these. I need some expulsum to make some more uncanny gear, which is currently still selling on Samadan, the uncanny tailoring gear. So I'll just make I need 20 expulsum. So I'm just going to make these up, and then we'll relatively quickly scrap these. Yeah, the vendor flip break even is 40 silver. Yeah, so that's a decent amount, isn't it? Does leatherworker need fully leveled up leatherworking to make relics from the Tempest hide? So you only need, to make a relic, you need skill level 40 in that specific faction. So you only have to go up as far as 40 in order to make the relics for that, not faction, for that expansion. What item do I use for the scrapping? I use Easy Scrap. Although Billis has one as well, that Billis made themselves, which is really awesome, because that tracks the amount of things you scrap. Um, 40 is that for all relics 1 to 5. Oh, actually no, I've got that wrong. It's not for making the relics. You can make the relics at skill level 1. For applying the relics as an optional reagent, you need skill level 40. I got it the wrong way round. Memes, good evening to you. Lovely to have you here. And Garmin1987, thank you so much for the follow. Playing the game since vanilla and never made gold or used the auction house. As an old fellow, do I have any suggestions you should use to start having as a habit? Take it slowly, take it easy. That's how I got into it in Legion, really. Pick something that you enjoy, whether it's gathering, professions, or farming old world content, and build up slowly from there, would be the best way. If you want some ideas, have a look at my Let's Play series over on YouTube, where I go through on a fresh server and level up and make gold along the way. So you can train up to 40 with creating the relics. I don't know whether creating the relics gives you a skill up. I'm not sure if it gives you a skill up. I haven't looked at that one. Sam isn't that old. No, not at all. I'm under 50, so there is that. To earn the title Oldster. It's getting there. Since 3 years ago when I started streaming, it's definitely gone a lot greyer. Didn't I say I didn't want to do the bracer shuffle anymore? But if it's making me gold, I will do it. Certainly. Then you'll find, say mate, you're relatively a youngster at that age, definitely. That's what having us on stream does. I think that's more to do with within those 3 years being made redundant twice and having lots of life-changing moments as well. Wrote the book on ramping up slowly. Right, lots of stuff here. Let's disenchant some of these just whilst I can free up a bit of space. Just to get a couple of those clear so that Easy Scrap has some space for the Tide Spray lid and everything else. I'll take that. Try your best. Exactly. Make sure you have fun. That's the first and foremost thing. It's, don't worry about missing out or this trick or that trick or doing the best method. Just do what works for you. You got ID'd in Sainsbury's the other weekend. Oh, that's brilliant. You must have very young eyes. On Shadowlands, making brown linen pants is green and stay green, or become blue for more money. No, they don't go blue or anything like that. The same with they just kind of missed that whole part of it now. So they just are green. Say mate, thank you so much for the follow. On some professions, you're 10 out of 75, so you have to go to 40 out of 75 to use the relic 5. Yes, you do. To be able to apply it to a item you want to make in that expansion. Especially, and you'll have deep sea satin under column B, but can't find it used below in tailoring possibilities. Should this be the tie spray linen, since it's listed below and not above? So the deep sea satin is used in the relic 5, which is why it's at the top. Tide spray linen should be under the tailoring section, which is in the middle, which is used to make the tie spray pants, if that makes sense. Yeah, the fear of missing out can ruin the experience. Don't worry about people saying, oh, you've got to do it this way, you've got to do it that way. Just find a niche that works for you. When I started in Legion, you know, it had already been a couple of patches out, and I took my time to get flying before anything else. And then I started making gold, and that was with Enchanting, and that's what worked for me. That was my niche, and it went from there. I tried pets, I tried transmog before that. Neither of those sat very well with me, so I just went this way instead, and never looked back. Braces, expansions in, and expansions out. Braces, braces, and braces. I will weirdly miss this. I know, Rashid. I've done all of those. I just need to disenchant those ones that I've got on me. Then I'll go collect the ones I need out of my mailbox, and I need to send back the rest of that tide spray to Hellfire, because it's just taking too much space. Braces of Azeroth, definitely. I'm the oldest I've ever been. Definitely. So it's enough to have 1 point in BFA leatherworking and create relics, and then send it to your fully skilled tailor throughout all expansions. Is this correct? Yes, Xerox. If you're using the Tempest hide to make your relics. What is it we're doing, and what are we doing it for? It means we are making braces. We are doing it to get Expulsum, so that we can make uncanny satin gear, so we can sell it for more money, is the process that we're doing at the moment. Now, will I send the right things over? Let's go have a look, and send, oh, nothing to send. The tide spray isn't as part of the group, so let's just go update that. We need to send this back, send to Hellfire. We'll add in the tide spray linen. Step 1 mats, we'll pop that back in there, and then we'll go to the groups and we'll mail that back over, because I just haven't got the storage on this character. And then I'll go back to my inbox and I'll collect up all the other bits and pieces. There we go. Brace yourself. Yes, Tempest hide it is. Yeah, if you can get that really cheaply, you should have a decent price per relic for that. Just embrace it. And does that sell well? It does for me currently on my server for a decent price. It's a bit hit and miss sometimes with the satin gear. Blacksmithing weapons do particularly well at the moment. Still carrying on through this. Got a few more bits and pieces to do. There we go. Then we'll go over here and we'll disenchant a couple of those. Just bought 7,000 of Tempest hide for 1 gold. Fantastic. So I haven't got my spreadsheet open. Here it is. So Tempest hide that'll make your relic price 7 gold, wouldn't it? Where's my Tempest hide here? Yeah, so my price here. So if you got it for 1 gold, then your relic price here, 7 Tempest hide, 7 gold, which is a decent price, I would say, for a relic item. If you were to use that as say that as part of your linen, you would still get a decent profit out of your linen, depending on what price you got your linen for. If you got your linen for 5 gold, you're still making a profit. You're making quite a profit, in fact, 128,000. But that's 5,000 brown linen pants. That's a lot. I'd prefer to have my linen at 3 gold, make 172,000 at that. So that would be reasonable as well, looking at those numbers. Right, I need to start scrapping. But I need to free up some... Oh, I've got 2 slots here, so that's fine. Let's start scrapping. Queue it up. And there we go. There we go. So it all depends on how much you craft, obviously. So you'd use the Tempest Hide for a Relic 5, depending on the price of it. Although in Shadowlands it's going to be trousers now, Jack. On PTR, your Demon Hunter 107 went to level 44 and lost riding and flying. Is there a way on... is that way on beta also? She's above 40. I thought you got flying at 30. So you should still have... Maybe you have to rebuy it or something like that. Did I put out that spreadsheet somewhere? Yes, I did, Magos. It's I think I've still got it in my clipboard. There we are. There's the link to it. It goes in with my I have a horde problem video over on YouTube. The link to it is there. People are putting too much thought into something that's a temporary pre-patch thing. If you want to make real gold in do Shadowlands research. I mean, yes, for Shadowlands, I would agree. This is more of a pre-patch interlude, is how I like to think of it. I'm going full on into Shadowlands Professions when we get to Shadowlands, and that's how I'm going to make my gold. No, it's available in Shed. That link will go for you there. My other my pay spins and things are behind the Patreon, but that one's a rudimentary one. Mainly because I did a YouTube video to go along with it. It didn't feel right to have that behind a paywall. Ambulance. Right, well, how are we doing? We need... I can't remember how much expulsion we needed in total, but this will be plenty once we've done all of these. Hopefully it's useful for people in just working out. It's worth just checking and checking your market prices. I mean, we are so close to pre-patch coming out at some point. I don't know whether Blizzard are going to make any last-minute changes. They may do. They've still been working on it. They've fixed the whole item level issue, and there's still a few bugs here and there, like with dual crafting and things. During her Piggy onesie stream. So this is my main hobby gig. How much gold did I make since BFA launch in 2018 till today? I haven't really... I've been spending a lot of gold as well, so it's difficult to say. I can show you my TSM graph in a moment. Kappa TV, thank you so much for the sub. That's amazing. Thank you. Let me just pop some emotes in for you. Thank you so much. That's lovely. You're buying anything that's there's 1 gold or under that can be used for the relics. Loads of mats out there. Be careful, one player Pete, because some things require bolts, and that is a lot less cost effective for your relic. So not everything under a gold is worth it. Have a look and everything like that. They haven't changed anything since it started, Alex Anderson, so it's still there. TSM graphs, that's what I was going to show you. So this was the start of BFA. I was at just about 3 million gold. I then got up to 5 million gold relatively quickly. What are we looking at? September the 14th from July the 18th, so 2 months, a couple of million there to get me the 5 million I needed for the Broodsaw. Obviously I then bought the Broodsaw and then went up to a steady 4 million again, and then spent a load on tokens. I bought Warcraft 3 Reforged, I bought some tokens for game time, I bought Shadowlands Digital Deluxe Edition, and I spent some tokens on for my wife and my son as well, and then I've made a little bit of gold along here, but what's that looking at roughly? If I were to roughly guesstimate some of that, I mean, total profit here says 9 million gold in that whole time span, looking at that on TSM. Total gold earned 31 million, total gold spent 22 million. Top item, Reigns of the Mighty Caravan, Brutal Reforged, gold well spent. I know, Jack, it's the most expensive mount that I rarely use in World of Warcraft, the whole the meat wagon. Do I still play WoW? Not a lot at the moment, no, I don't. My son plays it on and off. My wife, we played for a little while, but then since I've been doing this full time, we've barely had time to do much together that isn't all content creation. Do you find me directly? Reckon on that point, I was me fighting you directly on the ring enchants. Someone destroyed the ring enchant prices from approximately 10k to about 1k each in 2 days. It happens. It happens, certainly. TSM profit going back out of the red. There's also that. Yeah, I've still got the meat wagon, so I have that at least as a memento of never playing Warcraft 3 Reforged. I would like to go, at one point I would like to go back and play the single player campaign, because I still have fond memories of it. I've still got the original collector's edition of it. Heard somewhere that Shadowlands is going to have a 20mm gold tank. No, they've officially said that the Brutosaur was a step too far, so I can't see them having a 20 million gold one. When you were on Shadow Song on a BFA release, she was making probably 100,000 a day, pretty stacking the ores and cloth. Yeah, that would be a good way to make your golds. Definitely when pretty stacking was a thing. We need a cheese wagon. Are there still a fast ways to do 111 to 120 currently besides freehold? You can, if you have a friend, you can do party sync and do the Walls of Draenor objectives. That's an option. I know Drizzling Rose has done that, haven't you? I haven't done it personally. Alright, let's go through, take all of this, open up all of that. Shouldn't take me too long to make all this expulsum. Famous last words, of course. There's only so many bracers here. There we go. That should be enough. You've seen leveling with a new system gives 4,000 to 7,000 gold on old expansions. Do I think it will be a way to get some gold? I've not seen much in terms of like gold whilst leveling. That's an interesting thing. At least that will give you enough for flying as you're leveling up. Certainly. What do I think about the bronze warhammer instead of the heavy copper maul? It needs less bars and only 2 gold less at vendor. That sounds like a viable alternative, certainly. I haven't got it on my list yet. What was it? Bronze warhammer. Let me just go down and add that to the list. Leatherworking. Query. Bronze warhammer. Then I got it written in, so I can have a look at that. There we go, scrap that, there we go. And Goji Fox, thank you so much for the follow. And Proper Helmet 69, I think I missed your follow in earlier, but lovely to have you here. You thought the Bruce was a step too far because portable auction house, not the price itself. Yeah, can you imagine how many Brutals we're going to have around the mailbox in Oribos? There's going to be loads. The party increases use of the gameplay mechanic. Yes, basically it means that you can redo old stuff and earn the professions. New gold cap with Shadowlands 50 million. Can you imagine that? That's going to be a lot, certainly. I've not used the party sync technique myself because I tend to prefer to do stuff solo anyway. Didn't even reach BFA cap. I've never reached it either. You're not alone there. Right, so that was the expulsum. I don't know if I got quite enough that I need there. It's missing on our list now, so that should be enough. A lot of stuff from the guild bank here, so let's go and collect that up. My bags are relatively clear again, so that's good. Let's head on over to the guild bank, jump in here, and we need to just open up our task list, and then we can have a look. So I could do with doing a hexweave cloth cooldown whilst I'm here, because we always need hexweave cloth. Expired auctions we can leave off, and we need to get a whole load of stuff from the guild bank. We'll start with that lot. Funny Bear, thank you so much for the follow. Lovely to have you here. 1 billion cap. You never spend any gold on boosts or raid mounts, except I think spent about 1.5 to 2 million during BFA. Wow, that's a lot. Yeah, I haven't spent anything like that, certainly. Does it work in Shadowlands as it does now? I'm not sure. You'd have to ask someone like Mr. GM, who I know has tested it more extensively than I have. What do we need from these characters, from the alts? You need something. Alt Guild Banks needs the light leather and the bolt of Mageweave. Bolt of Frostweave. We can do the bolt of Mageweave from here though. I think I've got some Mageweave. That will save me having to make that. I got some Mageweave. Yeah, I can make a few bolts with that. I'll do that now. So Hellfire needs, how much do we need in bolts of Mageweave? I need 18. Okay, so I'll go and make those now. Bolt of Mageweave, I'll just make 18. Create those, as I've got them there. Mike Waku, excuse me, I hope I got that right. Thank you for the follow. Well, thank you, Funny Bears. Kind of you to say so. Do you think more people stop farming gold after the resource goes back in the black market auction house? I would say so. I think a lot of people have been motivated to do it for that very reason. Whether people will carry on, maybe more people will get into gold making as a result. The database was expanded after Wrath though, and after that's just a thing, no technical reasons. Was that because of the gold cap we were talking about, I think? Can I help you get 400,000? That's close. What have you got going on at the moment? Everyone have a croaky voice. Yes, I can imagine, just because of they expanded, you know, what they could physically store as a number, wasn't it? So we need some other missing things here. Those are, from the alt is the light leather, and I only need one, and that is because I need it for some shoes. So I'm going to actually buy that off the auction house, I would say. You've got tailoring, and you farm transmog. So tailoring, I would make as many of the different shirts you can. I would make uncanny satin gear if it's still a profit for you. I would certainly be setting up my garrison to make hexweave bags. If deep sea bags are a profit, I would make those. That would be a good start. Then look for some slightly more random things like the Shadowweave mask and the waste of time achievement bits and pieces. There's the I can't remember the name of it now. There's the Death Silk shoulders, I think it is. There's a few of them that are needed, and the Windwool hood. Parsonen, thank you so much for the follow. Then there's things like the Mooncloth robe, does quite well. Rich purple silk shirt is a good seller. So there's quite a few different tailoring things and stuff you can do. I did have a YouTube video that's a tailoring deep dive that goes through everything that I was making with tailoring, and that was a good while ago, and it's still valid now. Right, okay. Get this from the vendor whilst I'm here, whilst I'm trying to remember what I'm doing. And that was it. Light leather I need to buy from the auction, as well as the other things that I'm missing here. Whoa, greater planar essence is 14 gold, and void crystal is 60 gold. That's expensive, considering my average purchase price is 62 silver. For a void crystal at 60 gold, that seems expensive. So, if I go back here and search for slash disenchant void crystal, I think that works. Or is it disenchant slash? I can't remember. No. Destroy slash. Is it slash destroy? I can't remember. What's the name? Destroy. No, not that. It's the spelling, is it? I was on the right frame line. Disenchant. Did that work? No, it looks like it's stuck. Disenchant, yeah. Void crystal. There we go. Oh, I spelt it wrong. Okay. Invalid search filter. Unknown word. I missed something on that one. Up to 26,000 alchemical catalysts. Wow. That's pretty decent. Which enemy nameplates add-on do I use? Or do I use none? I don't use one. I just use the standard one. Yeah. Go on a Alar run. What's an Alar run? So I've done the spelling, yeah. Ashes of Alar. Ah, okay. Tempest Keep. Thank you. I think it's Void Crystal / Thank you, Hellrider. Let's try it that way around. I don't use this very much. Void Crystal. There we go. Okay, I'm not buying any of those. That's definitely too expensive to get me a Void Crystal. There's one there there's the Void Crystals themselves for 60 gold, but everything else is pretty high. Prismatics for the mongoose, is that? Okay. Yeah, so I might disenchant the hard corium goggles. Where are those? 203,000 for Outland Engineering. Yeah, I won't be doing that one. That's definitely. There we go. Thank you, Hellrider, for that. That was useful. So I might leave that off my list for the moment. For the Void Crystals. The Greater Planar Essence. Let's also look for that. What is using... it's on my enchanting list that needs that. The Greater Planar Essence and the Void Crystal. Crafting wise, it's probably... Yeah, it's the Mongoose enchant that uses the Greater Planar Essence and the Void Crystal. So I can leave that off for now, off my list. And then there's a few other vest things I need, which is the light leather, which I'm going to just search the auction house for, because that will be easier. See if you've got any good prices on light leather, because that could be another interesting thing for leather working. It's currently at 2 gold 50. I'm going to buy the 90 so that I have a stock of it at that price. It would be possibly tempting to buy it at a slightly higher price as well, but I'll keep it at that for now. And then we'll open up our mailbox to collect our purchases, and we'll clear out those, and then we can just make things we need to make here and craft those. Bolt of Frostweave and Bolt of Netherweave. Good night, Game Cat. Lovely to have you here. When mine sells for 3,000, it all depends on where you're at, Death Punch. It's perfectly fine to find excitement in that, and sometimes it's better. That's absolutely fine. Is it Bruztas? I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Sign can share his groups and operations back in TSM. Those two moved on to other things and no longer update it. Do you know where we can get up-to-date groups and operations? Theirs hasn't been updated for a couple of years. The thinking behind them is fairly sound. I don't know if anyone's taken up the reins as to keeping those particular ones up to date. It all depends on what you want to do, really. I mean, I could also recommend. I mean, I've got. Yeah, I can't remember. I can't remember if anyone's doing it. Is Gumdrops keeping it? I'm not sure if he was taking over from it. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, as Wander's Sheep says, there's no problem, Wonder Sheep. There's no requirement at all. I do have mine behind a Patreon, and I know Billis has his behind a Patreon as well. So those are options. You could also look at the TSM Group Maker. Mozeltov has some. Jack, you have a few on your website as well, don't you? But those are more TSM searching groups, aren't they? Not in terms of operations, just little ones. It's not the whole... And Lazy Goldmaker has quite a few, actually. Another person to think about. Oh, thank you, Musa. Is it worth getting TSM Premium? What do you get? You get your backup stored in the cloud, which is really handy. You get your ledger synchronized with the website automatically, and you get immediate access to any betas like we've just had with 4.10, and you get to support the team, and you get a great deal search when you're on the auction house. And those are the main things. They've kept all the main functionality available to all, which is a really nice sentiment. So it's mainly sort of a few extra quality of life search things, like this great deal search sometimes has a good bargain or something like that. If you do want to support the TSM team and myself, then I do have an affiliate link. I can't remember my command for it. Is it that one? That one. So if you use that affiliate link to get TSM Premium, then both me and the TSM team will benefit if you wanted to go that way. And the way I looked at it, way back when I became a TSM Premium member, I did it because using TSM allowed me to earn enough gold to not have to pay for my sub. And at the time, paying for a sub to Gumdrops and buying TSM Premium was less than the price of the World of Warcraft subscription that I was currently using. So for me, it was cheaper to do it that way, if that makes sense. Same time. There we go. Gundrox, thank you so much for the follow. Use deals on Undermine Journal, sometimes a gold mine, mostly a bust. It all depends on what you, whether you know if any of these things are useful, and go from there. Interesting things here. I won't bother with those for myself at the moment. I'll stay on target and focus what I'm doing. And also premium support Discord channel. Yes, there is that as well. Everything is collected. So we've got a whole list of stuff to make here for tailoring. Loads of stuff, a little bit of uncanny gear. This is, in theory, 32,000 profit. Looking at all of this. So I best get on and make it. Rich purple silk shirt as a start. And get going with this lot. Do I think it'll go live? Yes. I think we're so close to it now. I think we're very close. I think I might have to do a /reload. I think he got stuck on the uncanny gear. There we go. Barely keep your eyes, so I'll plop into bed too. Have a wonderful last 30 minutes. Thank you, Rose. Lovely to have you here. And thank you so much for sharing your updated Garrison. It was a pleasure to have it on the Wowhead blog this week. Let's go back to my making, and then let's carry on here. There we go. Is the profit in that window pure profit? Yes. This is taking into account the price it's cost me to make things. The crafting cost is 1,800. A lot of that was on uncanny gear, it looks like, because my profit has now gone down to 6,000. That was based on the first things, really. One of those being the rich purple silk shirt, which is pretty much pure profit. Yes and no, you need to take the deposit cost and the 5% auction house cut. Yes. The Garrison guide is on the Wowhead blog, and also if you do !Rose in chat, you'll get a link to it there. There we go, Relega's got you on that one. And if it sells, you get the deposit back, right? Yes, that's correct. Deep sea bags going through. Green workman shirts. I've got a lot of shirts here. There's some shirts that I haven't got on my list, actually. I need to add that in. The relic gear deposit cost. I wonder how many people will or are aware of it. Will be aware of it. You mean in terms of when you're posting something that's got a relic 5 on it, the posting fee for that item is going to be high, isn't it? Yeah. Do I have a tailoring guide? I do have a tailoring deep dive over on YouTube. If you do a search for that, the video is still quite relevant, definitely. May have another person sub to your Patreon. Oh, thank you, Garrison. Oh, I've done everything. I can't cook with tailoring. Let me just get Pierre, put my hat on, and swap over to cooking. Make some biltong. How do I open crafting queue and make it list everything that is profitable? Do I need a crafting operations, or is it a default thing? So my crafting queue is based off of something that I've my crafting operations that I've built up myself. If you want to look at your everything you can make, you look at your crafting reports, select your character and your profession. Like here we'll go to tailoring on Samadan, and then you can list it in order by profit, like this. And this will show you the most profitable things that you could be making out of the things you could possibly make. Obviously, look at these sale rates; they're 0.01, so you'd have to, spend a long time making these and selling them. And then you can see here I've got some in operations at the moment, and then there's a few things that I haven't got on my list yet that I haven't made, and then you can carry on scrolling down the list, and you can add these to a group or something like that. There might be a few things here that I might want to add in at some point. I like the idea of making a few different things, like these azure silk cloaks, cindercloth gloves, things like that could be quite nice. Shadowweed mask is the good one. The crafting cost for me is 396, but it sells for 3,500, and I know that one sells. And the same with the rich purple silk shirt. I sold one of those recently, and that sells for 3,000, and it's a 2,000. It only cost me 4 gold to make, which is really nice. Badsy, thank you so much for the follow. Just do some enchanting and finish this off, and then we'll be good to go with posting this lot on. Spent a lot of time just restocking on Samadan, but it is worthwhile, most definitely. Is Bag Brother a part of Adibags? Not one I've heard of. I use Adibags and the TSM extension that goes with it. 50 gold vendor sale and posting of 40 hours is already 30 gold just to post one piece. It's so expensive. Yeah, I can see people losing money that way. Auctioning, or on a post scan. Let's get all of this lot up. See if we can make some sales. Can you get the Gathering Enchant in Shadowlands right after learning Enchanting in Oribos? No, you need to be up to a certain skill level. I can't remember what it is for Enchanting. It's a little bit higher. It's not straight away. It's not one of the earlier ones. But it's very quick and easy to level Enchanting, so it won't take you long to get there. Best profession in Shadowlands at the beginning? It all depends really on your markets and your server. they all will have good things going for them. Gathering, inscription, the main armor crafting professions, tailoring, blacksmithing, leatherworking, and jewel crafting, to name but a few, I would say. Enchanting, alchemy will be definitely good once the raid comes out in a couple of weeks. It's the other way around. There's an Adibags extension that allows you to, when you look at my groups here, my filters are using the TSM groups to group my things into different sections according to my TSM groups. So if I right click on my filters here under TSM, separate items into their TSM groups is all of this lot based on my groups I've got, which is really handy. Good extension for Adibags to use that. Now, I think I posted everything on here. Let me just double check. Yes, I did. Let me just also check whilst we're here, and I remember, is see if there's anything enchanting wise. Oh, there's something. Enchant Bracer, lesser strength for 9 silver. I mean, it would be rude not to, really, for that. I don't think it'll get used, but I'll grab it anyway. And nothing else particularly cheap. Superior Mana Oil. Let's check tailoring whilst I'm here. See if there's any good tailoring recipes. Nothing massively cheap. Boots of the Black Flame sounds interesting. What kind of appearance is that? I can't see what it makes. Boots of the Black Flame. That's just the patterns that are on there at the moment. It sounds interesting. I'm going to buy that just to have a look, because that sounds interesting. Let's just pick up those two and learn those. That was it. Boots of the Black Flame. Let's learn that. Greater fire protection we've got. Where was the other one we picked up? There it is, right next to it. There we go. You linked the add-on. Thank you, Vallegro. It's very kind of you. Right, so let's just have a look at that. Let's go here. Black Flame. Boots of the Black Flame. Nothing particularly special looking at that. But they sound good. They got a prismatic socket, so making a speed set with those would be nice. An extra socket on your boots. Needs Living Ember and Dream Cloth. Dream Cloth is quite tricky. You need the Chaos Orbs, and then you need the Bolt of Ember Silk Cloth to get that. So it's 138 crafting cost, which means the boots would cost me 1,000 gold to make, roughly, based on that. That's the Dream Cloth, which is 8 of those. Doesn't have a profit on those at the moment. We'd have to look at that in a bit more detail elsewhere. 15,000 value and 0.2 sell rate. How are there none on the auction house? Can you imagine? Well, I can always do one. Rarely a popular transmog item, exactly. Thank you so much. Very kind of you. Don't you want 2 sockets on the boots? Can you get things with 2 sockets? If you can get something with 2, then it's even better. Since I was looking at patterns, just found a leather chest guard of the sun pattern for 3 gold. Sells for 18,000, but you haven't learned the pattern yet. I'm so torn. I would learn it. I always think learning it is always better. Usirian, thank you so much. 11 months. That is amazing. Almost a year of continuous support. That is brilliant. Thank you so much. Holo emotes for you. Thank you very much indeed. You are most kind. Thank you very much. I need to carry on with some restocking because there's still a lot we haven't done yet. So let's jump out. Learning creates opportunities. Selling a pattern creates 1 times gold. Exactly. There's other. Once you've learnt it, that's always an option. Check historical data for the chest guard sales. See if it's just an expensive pattern or worth leveling to craft. That's another good idea. Thank you, Vesamara. So we did need to do a couple of things here. We needed to actually go to our garrison and do a little bit there. We also need to check on daily cooldowns on Earthen. We need to do that. And I need to get my achievement for the wolves so I can do the elite wolves eventually. So that's something I've got to work on for a while. We're getting close. I can't remember where we got to on this, so I'll check on Earthen because I know Earthen has some daily cooldowns to do. Never know when it'll be removed from the game. Yeah, that is true as well. Leatherworking. Go to TSM. Let's just actually I'll just do /TSM task list. Magnificent hide. Can we craft these? Magnificence of leather. Crafted dreadful gladiators mail foot guards. And the other one we need, which is the wormhide helm. And burnished leather I don't think I've got the mats for, so we'll leave that off. So that's ticked. Then I don't know where I'm at in terms of barns. Oh, there we go. There's a barn that needs upgrading. If ever I saw one. There we go. Barn level 2. Now I don't know if I've got any work orders I can place on this character. Let's have a look. We've got, we'll need an improved trap. Where's that disappeared to? There we go. Feeding an army low level. Do I need that? I'll accept that. Use the improved trap. There we go, and then we'll pick that. Oh, there we go. It disappears. We'll open that. We'll grab that, and that will replace. Well, I have got one already, so I can get rid of that one, and I'll use that one over there. And we got that. There we go. Mupkin, thank you so much for the follow. And did I see another one disappear there? Yeah, it is. There it is. But it disappears when I get close to it. There's one here, but I can't see it. That's an interesting visual bug. Maybe that will come back to me afterwards. So we would need to do that by flying over there to the River Beast and do that quest. So we can start on that side of things. Yeah, reload will probably work on that one. Good evening, Melgor. Lovely to have you here. I don't want to fly there. I was going to go over here. I'll pick a flight point. Well, I've not got a lot of spots. That's close enough. We'll go over this way and then we'll fly over to the left. I've got another plot over there I need to sort out as well. Means it's incoming, you think. Happened to you as well. Oh, really? Okay. Maybe find another one to flip in the future. The item you create from the pattern is bind on pickup, so possibly better for me to just learn for completion. Yeah, I would say so. It's one of those things, once you've got it then, really. You never know when something might get removed. I would certainly be learning it myself. You call it disappearing mats. Yeah, something like that. So looking at this, I need to go over here to do the feeding the army. So I'm flying over this side and then I'll fly over manually from there. Don't really need to set up another garrison, but it's handy to have, especially as I would like to get the raw beast hide from this character, which will help with my leatherworking. So this will be useful as a future thing, just to keep it as part of my repertoire. Always feed yourself first. That moment when you break even on a shuffle, very nice, very satisfying. Then you know everything after that is pure profit. Flying speed seems quite decent at the moment. Is it normally this fast? Do I have a Flight Master's whistle for here? I don't think I have. Nearest Flight Master only works on areas which you can unlock the flight whistle. I have no idea if you can use a flight whistle in Walls of Draenor. We'll soon find out. Main thing I want to do here is just grab this. fly over the other side. There was no whistle and drain. Okay, that's good to know. I won't bother trying it. Only started with Legion. Wow, that's not long, is it, really? Breg, thank you so much for the follow. Lovely to have you here. We're just updating our garrisons, getting ready for pre-patch at the moment, making sure that we've got a steady supply of relic materials for the future. Not something I'm going to spend a huge amount of time worrying about, but it just helps round out my professions more than anything else. Getting me ready for Shadowlands by having more professions ready more than anything else. You're in Gorgon too, doing the party sync thing. Oh, fantastic. What's that for? Hatches into a toy after 7 days. Oh, interesting. Haven't got that one before. Blanket Boy, thank you so much for the follow. Working my way around here. I think the pools are just around the corner. There's also a flight point nearby, which I can probably pick up. They're just down here, aren't they? Right, here we go. Here's one. So, rubber sword time. And then we'll trap you. Beast trapped. And then there was a flight point. Yeah, it's just down here. Breaker's Crown. Let's go have a look for that. Get an easy flight back. I mean, I could use my Garrison Hearthstone, actually. That's probably even easier. Let's do that. Let's use that. And we can head back. Nice and easy. Sold something on the real life auction house. Oh, fantastic, Darkwing. Smart idea, putting together some sort of Excel for the best in slot legendaries for every spec in Shadowlands, so target the ranks instead of crafting everything randomly. Interesting idea, actually, Derp. There's so much options, isn't there? I hadn't really thought about that. It's going very well. Fantastic. We've got you. We'll go over here. We'll pick up the next thing we need, which is over here. Pick up the resources. Go to our barn. Finish off the quest, which is as a work order. Meaty caged beast is done. Then we can hand in feeding an army, which gives me that, and then now I can access these. There we go. Get some more sumptuous fur and garrison resources that way. Ginger Virus, thank you so much for the follow. Lovely to have you here. Bid 25, about 30, and 10% auction house fee, so 22.50 for old jeans. You paid 50 for 3 years ago. Not bad. That's pretty good. It's called a soft foam sword. It's a toy that you can use. It can't use it on the elite wolves, but you can use it on the other stuff, which just makes things really handy to get going. And then it saves you having to swap out equipment. So we have Storehouse level 2. We've done that, and the Guild Vault. That gives me access to my Guild Vault, which is always handy. Then leatherworking over there, and then you're the leatherworking on that side. You are. What's this for? This is the Enchanter's Study. I don't think I really need an Enchanter's Study. If I was going to go for anything, I'd go for the alchemical catalysts on that one. I think you just heard about me after when the tailoring shuffle came out with Time Spray. My advice made you about 500,000. Oh, fantastic. Metagami from the toy store in Dalaran. Or you can go to your city as well. If you're Alliance and you go to Stormwind. Where's Stormwind? In the canal area around here, around the trade district, the toy vendor just goes back and forth here. That's where I bought it from. Makes it quite easy just to do that. Have I done anything with the mine on this character? I really want to go on my other characters and check them out, so I'm going to jump over to El Morte next, because El Morte is doing quite well with the fur work orders, so we can get some stuff going on there. So we'll jump in. You've done the you've done your daily cooldown, so you're fine on that front. We haven't done a restock with you. Not had a huge number of sales, but it's worth just having a check. Not sure what you're doing gold-wise at the moment. Let's just go have a look. 40,000 gold, so you're okay so far. We'll head off to our garrison and have a look. And then, right, so we've got the mine we've been working on. That's one thing. It's a lifetime saver. Yes, it's definitely very useful. Highly, highly recommend it. So we'll take that. We'll take the resources from there. I think I need to finish off something here, which is, that looks like a, is that going to be my storehouse? Yeah, that's my storehouse. That's going to be useful. Brelos, good evening to you. Lovely to have you here. And work orders, we're not bothering with those at the moment. I'm not bothered with my herb here. I want to check on this though, because I should have some work orders here to pick up. There we go. A rare friend. What's that from doing? Achievement earned. Recruit a rare follower. Oh right, okay. That's they probably leveled up through that, haven't they?
Looking for something
so I've got some more I can do here. Thank you very much, Velagros. So I've got, there we go, another load added there. That's a good start. I've still got some more beasts I can go and trap. Looking at that. Probably just grab a few now whilst I'm here. Save me doing that. There we are. Maceo, thank you so much. 22 months. That is amazing. Thank you for your huge amount of support over the almost 2 years. That is amazing. Thank you, Maceo. You are truly a star. Gonna go get some wolves and sort this out, and we can put some more work orders just to finish off at those last 6 at least. I'll do the ones over here because there's a bigger concentration of them over here somewhere. There they are, down here. Start with one of these. Do a few of these. I'm going to miss not being able to use this. Oh, there's a whole group of them over there. Didn't realise there was some there. I'll go over and head that direction, see if I can grab their attention. Assuming they'll come back round. Just want to say thank you for all the awesome videos you did. Discovered my channel yesterday, so I'm amazed by it. I learned a lot from it, and hope you can make in your journey playing WoW with tokens only. Well, that's a fantastic target to have. That's what started me off in making my gold. I hope you get it. And lovely to have you here. If you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Oh, here comes that group over there. I just want to catch them as they come past. There we go. There we are. Now I've got a good bunch of them we can borrow here. I'll take that one. There we are. Perfecto. Thank you so much for the follow. There we go. Farland, I'm doing very well. Thank you very much. How about yourself? We're just grabbing some wolves whilst we are here, and we're going to get ourselves some fur work orders so that we can get the achievement to be able to get there we go, haven't quite got all of those. Let's try another one there. So the achievement so that we can get the elite wolves in the future. So it's kind of like a step-by-step process at the moment. just collect up all of these. Won't get savage blood from these ones, yeah. So I will do the elite ones, but I can't do the elite ones yet until I can upgrade my barn. And I can't upgrade my barn until I've got the achievement by making a whole load of work orders. Yeah. In order to be able to get my barn to level 3. I'm close to it. I'm going to just go have a look now. Is it fur? I think it's fur, isn't it? No, it's trap. Master Trapper, this one. So place 125 work orders. I've done 103 out of the 125, so we're close. I'm going to make another 6 just now. And then Samadan can probably put some more work orders in as well. And that should work. And we should be quite close to it then. I'll just go have a look. We are in the right direction, yep. Over this side. Go this way. Finding myself way too late for you to get the lung boy. Just topped 1.3 million, so ready for the expansion. That's a good position to be in for the expansion. You'll be able to make plenty of gold, hopefully, with that. That's not the barn. The barn's over here. So we'll go in here and we'll grab you. Whoops.
Safe travels.
One person. Work orders. Create those. And then I'll jump over to Samadan, who has some as well. I'm sure in your garrison you have some, so we'll jump over to you. Need to sort out Almorte's transmog. It's looking a little plain at the moment. I'm sure we can do better with Plate Wearer. Best way to get the loot 10,000 golden drainer achievement for level 3 storehouse. I think if you can do the bloods and open up the bags, because those are supposed to count towards it, Hellrider. I'm on Shadowsong on EU and I'm on Lightbringer NA when I'm doing my Let's Play series. I think it's possible to afford a token a month if I start now, incorporating my tips and starting from 60,000 gold currently. Yes, I would say so. Certainly. Thank you, Darkwing. Good number of people. I'll go have a look at those in a moment. Let's go to my garrison, just check on my work orders, see how we get on with that. I need some advice. Regarding Shadowlands, my friends went to a new server and switched factions. How do you set up for gold? You've got 3 characters at 110. Well, that's a good start. I would say level them up to 120. Would be a good thing to get yourself ready for Shadowlands. Then maybe pick professions or things you want to do from that. And obviously the leveling experience is going to be a little bit easier as well. There we go. Come pre-patch as well. There we go. And then we'll jump back to work orders.
What can I do for you?
We don't have any more here, so we'll have to go and grab some. I don't have enough time to grab some just yet, so we'll have to do that another time, perhaps, on Samadan. I'll park him here just so I can remember. As I've run out of time tonight. It's been absolutely fantastic having all your company tonight. Really been enjoyable. I hope you enjoyed the Wowhead vlog. Let's go see if we can throw a host on over to someone. So my next stream is going. Oh, I haven't got my Twitch open. Let me just go have a look. Brelos, thank you so much. And more salt. And Peace Keen, thank you all for your follows coming in just at the end there. Thank you very much indeed. Lovely to have you here. I do occasionally, Darkwing, yes. Is Comlet online? That's interesting. I haven't done Comlet ever before. That must be new. Let's have a look. Do I even have Comlet on my list? Don't think I have. Let me search. Comlet. There we go. Let me just add that in. If he's currently live. Oh no, he's not currently live. He's offline at the moment, according to that. I'll sort the follow out. There we go. Got a load of follows that have just come in. Thank you. Morsalt, Peach Keen, and Cerbrel, and Mantracker. Thank you all for the follows. Oh, that's Streamlabs. Okay, there we go. Thank you. And Mantracker, thank you so much for subbing with Prime. Welcome aboard the Samadan squad. Have a whole lot of emotes for you to use as you will. Thank you. Thank you so much. I am just finishing, but thank you for just stopping in. Enjoy the stream this evening. Thank you, Saxon Girl. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your Sunday. Let me see if I can find... let's do our Nota, I think. I haven't done our Nota in a while. Let's go do you, and just keep that muted, and then jump back over /raid on Nota 42. Coming back after a long hiatus and usually watch my YouTube. It's nice to catch me live once again. Sad you only caught the tail end. Rhapsody, lovely to have you here. Hopefully it will catch you. My next stream will be on Tuesday evening, same time as tonight, so hopefully I will see you then. Until next time, happy gold making. I'll probably have another Let's Play video out very soon for you, so hopefully that will be within the next day or two, so we can find out finally what happens to Samadan and his material flips. I can't wait to find out myself. Thank you all. Until next time, happy gold making. We're going to raid our Nota, and I'll see you very soon.